call this bang bang.
Seriously?
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Pull up, bitch. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. Bang bang. I will fuck you up. You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang.
Witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the call multi-call Trooper Michael Proctor to the stand. Please state your name and spell your last name for the jury.
Michael Proctor, 𝗺𝗃𝗍𝗃𝗃𝗃.
You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
My name is Aidan Kearney,
also known as Turtleboy.
He is a senior editor for Turtleboy Daily News.
I'm a big fan. We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtleboy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You need to not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I
know
you
do.
People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never gonna stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Noise. Go, baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up the singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom!
What's up, turtle people? How's everyone out there doing tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aidan Kearney. You can call me a variety of things if you'd like, including, but not required. That would be Clarence Woods Emerson. You can call me that. That's my Facebook account. Go give me a follow on there. I do a bus stop live stream every morning when I get my kids on the bus, so you make sure I'm not in jail. You can call, and yes, I did wear the shirt for today. Ashley, thank you for noticing. I appreciate that. It was a no-brainer. Like I have like 2 drawers just filled with Turtleboy t-shirts. And every day I'm like, what am I going to wear today? And I'm like looking at which one should I wear? It's like a big decision. It's like, what t-shirt am I going to wear on the show tonight? And then I'm like, oh yeah, duh. Of course I'm going to wear this one tonight. Duh. All right. So anyway, yeah, you can call me. What else can you call me? You can call me Uncle Turtleboy. Old school turtle riders have been known to do that. You can call me Dr. Turtleboy. I actually prefer being called Doctor. It's my preferred pronoun of choice. And I will like you a lot if you do that. You can call me Daddy. I know for some people that may be weird, but that's what Tully calls me that. They all call me that over there. So, because they know who their daddy is, don't they? Or you can call me 𝗵𝗲𝗄𝗵𝗍𝗄 Kearney. That's my true crime name when I'm deep in the woods and, thinking about how I'm going to write my next New York Times bestseller. That's what I call myself when I put on my leather jacket and I just do some soul searching. I don't care what you call me, though. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. and make sure you smash that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell too, because I do a lot of random other lives too, especially during foosball season. And God knows the Celtics will be back in the playoffs. Maybe we'll see the way they're playing, but you never know when I'm going to be, where you never know when I'm going to go live. So just make sure you smash that subscribe button. How many are we up to for subs? What are we up to here? Last I checked, we are now at 102,184. So we got to get to 102,200 because it grows very slowly now. It's not like the old days during the trial. I could use another murder trial. I'm not going to lie. They said that I didn't want this to go to trial. Bullshit. How good that was for business, this going to trial. Oh, he tried to stop it from going to trial. He tried to intimidate all these witnesses by keeping it from going to trial. Are you out of your goddamn mind? I don't want this to go to trial. There's like the fucking culmination of all my hard work was the goddamn trial. Like I don't want that to go to wait. Oh, great. I see Clay's nanny. He's not walking yet. Oh, he's in. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Clay's nanny. Thank you. I miss him already. Anyway, so yeah, this is the grift, folks. If you guys like what you see here, if you like what you're hearing, that's great. And hold on. Oh, great. Hold on. My computer's crapping out. All right. Hold on. All right. If you guys want to have your messages read out loud to the class tonight, you can click on the link at the top for Turtle Chat. We don't do super chats here if you're new here, because I had the wrong opinion a couple years back about the vaccine mandate for the commie cold there. I didn't think it should be mandated. And I expressed my opinions on my channel. And then they're like, you can't collect money from people anymore, which is fine with me because those crooks took 40% anyway. And we just built our own platform called Turtle Chat, which we just keep all the money. It's great. So if you click on the link at the top, you can give whatever amount of money that you want. When you do that, you get to write a message. I will read the message out loud to the class. And yeah, that's how it works. Or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy, and we can do it that way. All right. So let's see if we have any so far. Let's see what we got. Yes, today's January 26th, right? I'm guessing because we got a few here from the 26th. Is today the 26th? No, the 26th is come and gone. What am I talking about? That's from the last show. Okay, we do have one. All right, so I didn't refresh it. All right, we got Cora sends $5 and goes, Suzanne Dawson is a crazy cunt emailing courts asking if people work there to try to get them fired. She assumes that is where one works because someone called her a cunt. Did she really do that? She's insane. That lady's nuts. That lady, remember, she was going to call and have me charged with intimidating her in England or something. She's just fucking nuts. All you need to know is she's one of Sean and the Golf's mods. Like, that's what he's left with. So God, is what it is. So thank you very much for that one, Cora. Forrest Dump donates $25 and goes, I love that this motion was dumped today from the good guys. The defense took a big shit on Whiffy, Nikki, Lally, Jenny, and everyone else that may be in the Karen is guilty crowd. Flushed. Well, thank you very much, Forrest. It certainly did. We're going to talk all about that. Again, this motion today was just the balls, wasn't it? It was, I know we've read it all before, but like, you made these, they fucked around, didn't they? Like, they insisted on pushing back, and like the harder they pushed back on Karen Reed's team, the harder they get pushed back on by Karen Reed's team. Like, so Marie Russell she was fine during the first trial, right? We all agreed she was a good witness during the first trial. And then Spanky, with his little nerd voice there, has the audacity to say she is not up to the cause. She doesn't know what she's talking about. So she's like, okay, I'll study some more. I'll read up more on this. And then she came back, and now all of a sudden her opinion is twice as strong as it was during the first trial. She made that very clear. I feel more confident. And yes, it is only a matter of time, girl. Only a matter of time. But I feel more confident that those are dog bites than I did previously. Like, I was pretty goddamn sure they were dog bites before. Now I'm like, no way on earth they're not dog bites. No way. Absolutely not. So all you did was strengthen the defense's cause. And with this Rick Green thing, it's like, okay, so you have the audacity to say that, this has never happened before, of course, in which a, forensic expert downloads the contents of someone's phone and finds an incriminating Google search that is deleted. And then the government comes back and says, no, that's not what it says. No, we're going to go find some lady with a do-rag and some guy who wants to be like knighted, who probably wants you to call him sir, in Calgary. He's going to take a minute off from watching the Flame. He's the only guy in Canada doesn't like hockey. So he'll Sir Ian Whiffin, as he likes to be called, who just wants to make a name for himself. Like, let's be honest. We got to talk about Ian Whiffin too. What a dick. He's fully on team conspiracy now. Like, he is just, but not because he wants to cover for Jen McCabe and them, because that doesn't make any sense, right? Ian Whiffin just is a fucking narcissist. There's no other way around it. That guy is so full of himself and is using this trial to make a name for himself. That's all that guy's doing. Like, he got off. He loved it. Like, and promote his stupid app. He's a piece of shit. And now you're giving Rick Green just had a chance to rip him to shreds. Just rip them to shreds. And that's what happens in this motion. And now it's like, we got to fuck him up. Not literally, figuratively. Like, Rick Green had to fuck him up. That's what he did in this motion. He fucked him up. Like, and yeah, Jennifer McCabe, I would say that she has issues, but like, this is nothing new. We've known that Jennifer McCabe did this Google search. Everybody knows that she did this Google search at 227, not just 624. She did it at 624 to hide the one not hide the one, but, try to mask it, if you will. And it worked. That was her plan all along. That's why she did the 624 Google search, because she was like, well, she realized what a mistake the first one was. And she's like, how the fuck am I going to get out of this when they get my phone? I'll just Google it at 624 and I'll say, no, that wasn't me at 227. I did it at 624. I admit I did it, because she's like, they're going to find it. And she better have an excuse for it. And if there's one at 227, she can't, and there's none at 624, then she's got it. Like, what's she going to say? Oh yeah, the timestamp's wrong because I said so. Well, now it's like, but I did Google it at 624. I did. I admit, I had fully admitted doing it. 227. I don't know anything about 227. No. She didn't even have a plan for that. It was like she thought that she was pretty confident that they weren't going to find it. You know, she took 3 or 4 days to hand her phone in there. Was it February 3rd? She handed the phone in, something like that, for an extraction. Keep in mind what her husband does for work. Her husband works in IT. 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗆 does. And I would bet anything that, and this is just a guess, I have no evidence of this, but if your husband worked in IT and you had some suspicious, you know, really incriminating Google search like that, wouldn't you ask him how to get rid of it? What can I do? How do I delete a Google? I don't even know how to delete a Google search, but I might ask him if, you know, because Matt's in on it too. Obviously, Matt's not going to let his wife go to jail. He knows what she did. He was inside the house when John O'Keefe was murdered. He knows everything that happened. He's complicit as well. And he's, even if for some reason nobody except Will the Glare, I don't know if Will still feels this way, suspected 𝗬𝗄𝗄𝗆 at all. It's funny, like the two, arguably pound for pound, the two heaviest guys in that house, 𝗬𝗄𝗄𝗆 and, you know, big gay Brian Albert Jr. are like the two that nobody is. I haven't heard a single person being like, it was Brian Albert Jr. with a lead pipe in the conservatory. No, nobody thinks that. It was 𝗬𝗄𝗄𝗆 with the candlestick in the kitchen. No, nobody thinks that. Everybody knows it was Big Bad Brian A. Higgins in Colin in the basement. That's what it was, with a stare. That's my guy. I think that's where we can all differ. Is what happened to the back of his head there. Was he hit over the head? I think they pushed him. I think they got in a fight and they pushed him and he just hit his head in the back of a stair. That's all I think happened. I've seen videos of that where people get fucking knocked out if you get hit at the right angle. That's all I think that happened. I think Higgins started it. Now, some people think Colin started it because he was in the house and he's a punk. I don't think Colin has the balls to start a fight with John O'Keefe. I don't think he's that stupid. I mean, he's pretty stupid. Don't get me wrong, but he would lose that fight. We've seen Colin Albert's fight videos. Like, I was thoroughly unimpressed. I was expecting more from him, and thank you. My son gets it. Okay, Clay gets it. I think Higgins and him just had words when they came in, man. I think Higgins started it, and I think Big Bad Brian Albert is like, that's his butt buddy. You know, they're playing grab ass like 30 minutes prior, literal grab ass. They're like best buds. And I just, you know, when he's friends with 𝗵𝗆 and, you know, like it's just like, yo, and Albert's just like, you're not going to disrespect my friend, my Higgins. So if they start pushing each other, maybe they start pushing, who knows? And then Big Bad Brian Albert comes in there and, you know, roughs him up a bit. Maybe Colin comes in there. Colin, I'm sure Colin was involved because, just like I said before, the extent in which they've gone to make sure Colin's not in the house. You know who they didn't do that for? You know, big gay Brian Albert Jr. Nobody has tried to get Brian. Nobody has ever said Brian Albert Jr. wasn't there. No, he left. He left with Caitlin that night. He wanted to sleep over Tristan's house on the couch. Yeah, no, big gay Brian Albert Jr. wasn't there. No. Because nobody in their right mind suspects big gay Brian Albert Jr. Like, nobody suspects that, right? But, like, and because you just hear him talk for 5 seconds and he's like, Auntie JJ in the donuts. It's like, come on, guy. The kid that needed the donut run from Auntie JJ is not, he didn't do it. It wasn't him. So nobody's suspecting, but like the length in which they've gone to. She's like, no, Colin wasn't. No, Colin was there, but he left before. He was no. No, Colin was no. Here's a text message that he says I'm here, but doesn't say where here is. But he was gone. No, they would never do that. No, not Colin. No. Like, it's just the extent that they've gone to be like, that kid wasn't there. Whereas like big gay Brian Albert Jr., who's fucking like 6'8", 260 or some shit, and not a single person has been like, no, big gay Brian Albert Jr. wasn't there. No, nuh-uh. Like nobody, absolutely nobody. There's no suspicious phone call to Aaron Beatty at 12:33 a.m. Nothing. But anyway, I honestly, this is just a guess. I have no, and it's not our, once again, disclaimer, it's not our job to prove any of this shit happened. It's not our job to prove that Brian Higgins started it. It's not our job to prove that Colin Albert was in the house. Okay. None of that's our job. Our job is to show that there is more than enough reasonable doubt that Karen Read did not do this. Period. The rest is just us speculating and having a good time. Okay. And just, that's because that's what people want to do. They like to speculate. They like to, we like to talk about the unknown. Like, we know Karen Read didn't do this. We know that. But you can only talk about that for so long until then you're like, well, I wonder what did happen. And none of us have, everybody's got a different theory, but all the theories involve John walking into that house, period. And like, did he get decked first? What's up with the 3 flights of stairs? Did he go down the stairs first and then back up the stairs? And then they pushed him down the stairs? Is that the 3 flights? I don't fucking know. I don't know what happened. But I'm pretty sure that this started with Brian Higgins, right? Because Brian Higgins, and it's not because he's jealous over Karen, although you're not going to kill someone over that. Definitely not going to kill someone over that. But I think part of in Brian Higgins' mind was like Karen did ghost him for 2 weeks there, right? He thought he was in. He thought he was going to be able to fuck his friend's girlfriend. He thought that was on the table. He really did. I don't know why he thought that. Well, then again, he thinks he's like that all the chicks want him because he's like a federal agent. He takes himself so seriously. Like, I'm a federal agent. Just listen to that douchebag testify on the stand. It's as cleaned up as he gets. That guy rarely brushes his teeth. You know that. Like, he just not take care of himself. And all of a sudden, he's Mr. Spick and Span with the hair parted up there. Give me a break, Higgins. Stop it. But anyway, I just think that Higgins was jealous of John. And, he gets, John walks in and he's just like, yo, you don't fucking, no, it's not like he wanted to kill him for Karen or anything like that. That's not why. But he's just like, he looks at him. He's just like, you don't appreciate how fucking good you have it, dude. Yeah. You think you're hot shit, John? You fucking spend any time. Your girl is fucking, you're not treating her right. You just a nice fucking girl like that. Need to treat her with some respect, John. You're leaving her around all the time. You got a good fucking girl there, John. Huh? The fuck's your problem, dude? If that were my girl, I would treat her with fucking respect. You don't treat her no respect, John. That's why I'm smooching with her in the basement there. And John's like, what? Fuck you talking about, Higgy? You fucking hammered. What you talking? I'm not. This might be the Jameson and Ginger talking. I don't fucking know, John. But, show some fuck. How about show a little fucking respect to Karen, huh? She does a lot for you, John. Huh? You ever think about that? John? Why don't you ever call her back? What's your fucking problem? Mind your own fucking business, Higgy. Huh? How about you mind your own fucking business? And shut the fuck up. Excuse me. No, excuse me. Then big bad Brian Albert comes over. Fuck you say to my friend? Huh? Tough guy? Huh? And then they both start pushing him. And then Colin Albert comes over and acts a fool. And the fucking dog jumps in. And, the whole thing probably lasted like 30 seconds tops. Fights don't last very long. And he fell. And he hit his head on the back of a stair. And it was a horrible angle. And then he was just like, boom. Like, when they watched it, it was like one of those like, oh, fuck. That was a bad angle. That wasn't good. And then all of a sudden he's like fucking convulsing. Like, have you ever seen Shaft, Christian Bale's finest villain movie ever? And he kills 𝗵𝗫 𝗃𝗃 in like the opening scene. And he hits him in the back of the head with a pipe or something like that. And then when the EMS guys get there and they got him on a stretcher and he's shaking and he goes, "Homeboy got rhythm," he says. And that's when fucking Samuel L. Jackson loses it on him because he's wicked racist. And, you know, I think something like that happened. I think he was just convulsing, puking on himself. And they're like, fuck. But Colin had to have been involved simply because of how hard they tried to get him out there. The fact that Julie Albert offered a gift to Michael Proctor the next day. Or no, on the day Karen Reed's arrested. You know, the fact that he's never questioned and he's just such a freaking moron. You know, he'd say something stupid. But yeah, I just think it was over. I think it was over fast, man. And I think then they looked out the window and like, fuck. Is she here still? Oh, fuck. Get her out of here. What can we do? What can we do? And then they definitely lost his phone somewhere because that's why Jen called it like 6 times. Although Jen was trying to make it look like she's like, "Oh, you coming? Are you coming?" She just overdid it, in my opinion. Anyway, that's my theory on that. All right, next up, Laura sends $25 and goes, "Oh my God. How many pints of blood did the autopsy find in Officer O'Keefe's body?" I have no fucking clue. I can't tell if that's like a troll Dono or not, because every week, every fucking show with the blood. Karen Reed herself put this to bed yesterday on Facebook, and the trolls are all screenshotting it and sending it to me. Like, this is her exact comment that she left. Let me see if I can find it. It says, if it loads. Oh, yeah. So she said, "There was a lot of blood on the ground. I don't know where this rumor started that there was no blood. Only a few drops were collected because, well, CPD, solo cups, Stop and Shop." So there's that. Okay. So yeah. You know, the blood, you know, it's not the smoking. I don't know why everyone's obsessed with the blood. Anyway, back to this. And by the way, shout out right now to Kate, to Jessica, to Tom CPU, and the other warriors for justice, right? That are down there right now and have been since 8 o'clock this morning outside of Canton Police Department, doing a 24-hour standout in the freezing cold for John O'Keefe. It ends at 7:53, whatever the time is that John was declared dead, because tomorrow is January 29th. You know, at this exact time, 3 years ago today, Karen Reed was like walking into the Waterfall bar and hugging, not the Waterfall, C.F. McCarthy's, and hugging John and ordering herself some sort of soda with the shot on the side that she put into her drink. They later told us that those were 2 separate drinks. Of course, they're not. She was one of those people who like to put the alcohol in herself, apparently. And we saw her purchase 4 drinks there. We didn't see her drink a single one of them, by the way. We saw her purchase 4 drinks. All right. I highly doubt she had all 4. I'm just saying. John was a lot drunker than she was, and John was drinking Bud Lights. Like, did he have shots? I don't know if John had shots there, but either way, God bless all you fine people out there standing for justice. I know that Rita did not want you guys doing that for some reason. Hold on. I gotta push this in more. There we go. All right. Yeah, no, Rita kind of went on Mike's show the other night and said that, you know, she didn't want you guys doing a 24-hour one. She thought it should be 2. I'm so happy that you ignored her, because this is a free country. What you're doing is a great thing, right? And Rita quit, in case you guys didn't hear that. She quit. She quit on the movement 2 months ago. That's her choice completely, because she didn't get invited to a party, right? And, you know, that's fine. But when you quit on the movement, you don't get to tell other people when and where they can't protest. and it's turning into this like Canton versus non-Canton thing, which I don't like. It's like, it's not like that though. We're all in this together, but it's just like, no, you're not from Canton. You don't know what it's like. Okay. Relax. Tom CPU gets beat up like every fucking other stream that he does. Like Tom CPU, they treat him like a fucking bowling ball, like the McAlberts do. And he just keeps coming back for more, doesn't he? Like Tom's been through a lot too. Tom's been through a lot too. And, I don't want to hear about, breaking bread with Courtney Proctor. That doesn't impress me at all. As a matter of fact, it disgusts me because Courtney Proctor is not, I don't care if she's your neighbor. If Courtney Proctor was my neighbor, right, I would TP her house. I would not be friends. I would not want to be friends with Courtney Proctor because Courtney Proctor is pure evil. And so is her stupid mother, by the way. You see her mother? I put this on Twitter. Her mom had another dumb post today. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. So it says here, somebody said the FKR stand, this is in the not anti-group. It says the FKR Standout fundraiser asking price is $24.90. John's badge number. All goes to Karen's defense fund. How about John's niece and nephew? Well, I think John's niece and nephew are pretty well taken care of because Karen Reed set up a trust fund for them. Yeah, no thanks to Paul. No thanks to Paul O'Keefe. Now, Paul O'Grift did have a GoFundMe in his name that raised like $500,000. I don't know how much. I don't know if it was $500,000, 6 figures, whatever it was. And I don't know if there's an accounting on that or where it went, but it was supposedly for the kids. Now I did notice Paul got a new addition to his house, which is great. I hope he's having a lot of success at work. That's great to see. But I think the kids are going to be all set. I don't think the kids are going to miss any meals. I think the kids are going to be okay. The hardest part about the kids is that they are now surrounded. The worst part about the kids is they are surrounded by the people who murdered their uncle. That's the most tragic part about the kids. Okay. And the government forced them to testify at Karen Reed's trial. So there's that. Okay. So then Karen Proctor says, cashing in on John's death. They don't care about justice for John, only the one who killed him. So I made a post and I said, hey, Mikey boy, I know you cry and demand that I be arrested every time I post something about your stupid family. So you might want to tell your pig mom to shut her big, fat pig mouth on social media. It's bad enough she failed so miserably as a mother and raised 2 horrible children. And I meant every single word of that. And I know you're watching, Mikey Proctor. I know you're watching. You watch every fucking show I do, and then you cry about it, don't you? You go and cry about it. And you say, what are we? This is not right. And I know your cunt wife, and that's what she is. Your stupid cunt wife and your stupid cunt mother. Okay. If they want to open their big cunt mouths on social media, they can get some too. Okay. They can get in that, but it's not a physical threat. I'm not threatening that by get some. That's not like I'm going to beat you up or something like that. I mean, they are going to become what we call in the biz content. Okay. So your stupid cunt wife made herself content when she decided to go around and call people's work for, supporting justice for John O'Keefe and blah, 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 blah. Right. And she got, and then she's kind of laid low for a bit. We haven't heard from Lizzie Proctor in a while, but your stupid pig mom, you were raised by a pig, which makes so much sense because you're a pig, right? We saw that in your text messages. You're a pig, right? Your stupid pig mom can't keep her goddamn mouth shut. Any other mother in this situation right now would would completely use her married name, not her maiden name. They'd be like, "Whew, thank God. Thank God I took my husband's last name." I mean, I apologize. No, what am I talking about? She would use her maiden name. She would use her maiden name. I'm reversing roles here. She would use her maiden name because there's no worse name right now than Proctor. You do not want to be associated with the last name Proctor. I was watching Duke basketball the other day. They have a player named Proctor. I'm like, if I was that guy, I'd change my name. I want to be called Proctor. So, I would not want to be associated with this. And you, Karen Barcemian Proctor, you raised this motherfucker. This kid grew up to be a piece of shit because that's what you taught him to be. You were the guiding influence in his life. And the finished product of your failed parenting is a man, if you can call him that, who says horrible things about women and their medical conditions and brags about how he's going to pin murders on her and sexualizes her, objectifies her, calls her a whack job, says the same thing about the female medical examiner too. Always women with this guy. Always women. That you and you, the mother, the most important influence in his life, you raised that. That's the result. That's what your parenting looks like on international television. He had to read his own disgusting messages out loud. And you know what people were thinking? Where is his mother? Did his mother teach him that? Like, who taught this? Who raised this animal? Who raised this pig? And the answer is you. You did. You're the reason that this pig is out here acting like this because you didn't put any morals in him. You worthless pile of dog shit. And I hope this makes you mad, Mikey, because I know you don't like when I say, and I know Lizzie doesn't like it either, when I make jokes, and that's what they are. They're jokes about how I'm going to adopt your kids when you go to jail and teach them how to throw a spiral football. I think that was the joke I made. He didn't like that one. They really didn't like it when I said, and that wasn't a threat to kidnap their kids or anything like that. And he knows that. I wasn't threatening to kid. I got freaking indicted for this shit because I made a joke saying that when Mike Proctor goes to jail, I am going to, because his kids need a male role model in their life, So, and quite frankly, I'm a much better role model than Mike Proctor is. I'm not a worthless pile of shit like him. So I know he doesn't like that. When I even make mention, and I didn't talk shit about his kids. I said a nice thing. I was going to teach him how to throw a football. What's wrong with that? A spiral football. Who cares? Right? A nice curve to it. I was going to teach him the flick of the wrist. Really that's what those white things are in the football for, gripping it real good. And then when you throw it, follow through, really spin it. Every boy in America should know how to throw a spiral football, and they learn it from their dad. And since I thought we're going to go to federal prison for a long time, I thought your kids should not have to not grow up knowing how to throw a spiral football. Okay. So I'm sorry about thinking for them. And I might have made a joke too about letting them pick their own gender. It's a thing. It's a shtick I do. It started with Giannetti because I'm progressive, but that's the joke. I'm not actually a person that let kids choose their own gender. I'm actually on the far other side of that issue. But that was the joke about it, right? So I'm not really going to kidnap your kids and make them transgender babies. I was just going to maybe teach them how to throw a spiral football if you went to federal prison. And so that's not even a bad thing. So I'm saying not even bad things about your kids, but about your mother. I want to be very clear about this, Mike Proctor. This is so insulting, and I know that, and I hope it fucking hurts because your mom is a worthless pig, okay? And she raised a worthless pig. That's what you are, and that's what your stupid cunt mother is, a worthless pig. For her to say something like this about cashing in on John's death, they don't care about justice for John. You know who doesn't care about justice for John? Your pig son. Your pig son. John's never gonna get justice because of him. He was the assigned detective on this. And if he did his job, which he's fully capable of doing, believe it or not, he would have found out that John was murdered inside that house by the McAlberts. And then there could be justice for John and he could arrest him, right? Or he could have just handed the case off to someone else who didn't have a conflict with the McAlberts. Anyone would do, really. I don't know if anyone in Norfolk County exists that doesn't have a conflict with them, but find somebody. And then they could arrest him. And you can be like, well, it's out of my hands. It's obvious conflict. Like he could have easily told them that. Been like, guys, I can't. It's not going to look good. There's goddamn pictures of us all over Facebook. My mom and my sister post pictures of us all over Facebook with the McAlberts. Like there's too much shit. You know, we can't be associated with that. But no, they insisted on this. He insisted on inserting himself into this case. And as a result, not only did he frame an innocent woman, he guaranteed that there will never be justice for John O'Keefe unless the feds do something about it. So fuck off. And I don't care if that offends. I don't care if that divides the community, as Rita said, if it's, you know, if it ruins her newfound friendship with Courtney Proctor, you know, I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. I don't want to be friends with these people. I don't like them. I don't ever want to like them. I don't want to find common ground with them. I just want them to burn. That's it. I want them to burn. I want them to burn in eternal hell, spend the rest of their lives in jail, and just fuck off, because they're my enemy. They're my fucking enemy. I don't want to find this is a war that we didn't start, but we will finish. Right? They put me in jail for this shit for 60 days. They didn't give a fuck about the effect that had on my kids and my family and all, you know, and me and everybody else. They didn't care about any of that shit. So that's fine. But this is the battlefield they've chosen. And my family was affected by my incarceration. So guess what, Mikey? Your pig mother is going to be affected too. Okay? And this isn't a threat. I don't want you going crying to a grand jury or demanding I be arrested or some shit like that. I'm not threatening anyone. But your pig mother cannot shut her pig mouth up on social media. So if she wants to get some criticism, content criticism, not actual threats, disclaimer, then she can get some too. So that's what I got to say about her. Okay. Next up. We have here, let's see. Sandra sends $50 and goes, what a week so far. I knew 2025 was the year of truth and justice. Question, do you know if the auto tech stuff is done? Yeah, I mean, they got it like almost 2 months ago now. So I guess that means they're not going to find anything. Because there's nothing to find. They got all the shit they needed the first time. But then Shannon didn't know the difference between bytes and bits, and he thought there would be all this stuff that exists that doesn't actually exist. There you go. And somebody said, sorry, I'm just reading this. Revenge distracts from the truth on both sides. Embellishments aren't needed. No, it doesn't distract at all. It's actually, and because we already know the truth. The truth is already established. It's fine. So embellishments are needed. And revenge does not distract from anything. Revenge is excellent. I live for revenge. I will get my vengeance one way or another, period. Anyway, and you're watching the wrong show. If you think this is the show, the anti-revenge show, you're way off. You're lost. Go watch Sean and the Golf's new medicated show. That's a Kumbaya show. Canton Strong, Kumbaya, talk about the old days. About we used to get penny candy and saltwater taffy down at the corner store, and things were great, and we used to love Canton, and the neighborhoods were clean. That's awesome. Go watch that. This is the revenge show. Period. This is not your grandmother's show. Okay. Anyway, this is, if you're here, I'm here for the revenge mostly. I'm mostly here for the revenge. Not gonna lie. That's what I'm all about. I've been living for revenge my whole life. All right. Next up. So yeah, I don't know if the auto tech stuff done, but I'm sure it can't be that bad. $25 from Computer Goddess says, is Ian Whiffin running back to the UK yet? Celebrate Home Office in Israel won't like his witness intimidation. I know. We can get into that. We'll get into that in the when we read Rick Green's affidavit. $5 here from Lacey Meeks says, please make sure to tune in this Thursday, 7 to 9 on @LaceyJMeeksX for Meredith O'Neill's very first exclusive X interview. We will be discussing everything and taking questions. Thank you, Turtle Riders. All right, that's Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Thank you, Lacey. Steph sends $20 and goes, what time did Brian Higgins say that he left the house? How did he get to CBD after 1:30 a.m.? R.I.P. Clay. Gone too soon. Fly high. I know, R.I.P. Clay. Brian Higgins said that he left the house before 1 o'clock in his testimony. Because remember, he walked in the house and all they had was beer. There was no Jameson and ginger. And he's like, what? Beer? I can't be here anymore. I'm out. I'm gone. Gets in his Jeep, doesn't see the dead body right in front of him somehow. Gets in the Jeep that's parked right in the spot where Ryan Nagel, Heather Maxson, Ricky D'Antano, and a whole bunch of other people just didn't see it. No one else saw the Jeep there, but it was there in his mind, and he gets in it. And so he sees a car that's not there, but he doesn't see a body that is there. That's what Brian Higgins wants us to believe. Okay. So he gets in the car, doesn't see the body, goes to Canton Police Headquarters. So he's got to be there before 1, according to his own timeline. Clearly, he wasn't there that early. And then, yeah, so he did not get there after. How did he get to CPD after 1:30? Because he left there. Again, he didn't leave right away, dude. You fucking kidding me? They had an emergency meeting, obviously, inside that house. There's a reason they didn't leave till 1:47, John McCabe and them. That took like an hour to figure out what the fuck we're going to do. Step 1, get Colin out of here. Step 2, get the phone out of here. Figure out what to do with the phone. Either put it under his body or put it out in the lawn. I apologize. Or turn it in airplane mode, some shit. Whatever it is. You got murder police in the house. They know phones are how they get you. Fix the phone and get Colin out of here right now. And then, like Richie says, it got serious fast, right? And they're like, here's what we're going to do. Probably fucking crying bitches everywhere. You got, Sarah Levinson's freaking out in the corner, looking like an elephant. And then you got Julie Bagel over there eating Hot Pockets. And then you got, who else was in there? Jen McCabe, she wasn't crying. Caitlin Albert was probably crying because she's high maintenance, as Tristan said. So there was probably a lot of crying going on in that house. And a lot of reassurance from Big Bad Brian A. that everything's going to be okay. We're going to take care of this, okay? No one's going to jail. No one needs to get in trouble here, all right? We're going to take care of this. But here's what we need to do, okay? Compose yourself, all right? Compose yourself. We're not sending you home all fucked up, okay? We're gonna get the picture here. But what if they say something to me? What if they say something to me? What if Don't worry, honey. The cops aren't going to talk to you. My brother Kevin is a detective. All right. We got a couple buddies on the State Police Norfolk Unit 2 as well. They're going to be assigned this. Everything's going to be fine. I talked to my brother Chris already. He's got, and my brother Kevin, they have a good buddy. A gentleman by the name of Mikey Proctor. Okay. He lives in Canton up the street. Everything's going to be fine. Okay, honey? Don't worry about it. All right. Everything's going to be good. Higgins got an office at the Camp Police. He's going to go down there, check it out, listen to what people are saying. It's really simple. He didn't come in the house. Okay. That's it. You're not going to have to talk to the police. We're not going to tell them you're here. Okay. We're not going to put your name in any reports. We're going to make the defense file a motion 9 months from now, demanding to know your identity. And then when they figure it out, Mikey Proctor is going to spell your name wrong 5 times in a report. Nobody can Google you. Everything's going to be fine, sweetheart. We got this. Okay. Your job is easy. You got the easiest job in the world. Okay. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be taken care of. Okay. You got this, sweetheart. You got this. You know, something like that happened. You know, because they had to talk down the women. They had to talk the women down, and they had to convince the women that, like, everything's going to be okay, sweetheart. You ain't going to talk to nobody needs to talk to you. Okay. We're going to get, we got Caitlin's coming. Caitlin's boyfriend's coming over. Okay. You know, he was sleeping, but, you know, luckily he don't know what time it is. He never knows what time it is. So he actually thinks it's 5 a.m. right now. We got it. We tricked him. So, you know, when you meet Tristan, you'll understand. He's like a fucking caveman. So we're going to get Tristan over here, and he's going to pick up Caitlin, who's fucking crying her face off too. And then we're going to get the dog out of here too. Okay. We don't need the dog waking up and causing problems and shit. We're going to get the dog out of here. And then, you know, Jenny will take care of the rest. All right. You got any questions? Just go to Jenny. All right. Don't call me. Don't communicate directly through me. Just call Jenny. She's got the burner. Give her a call. Everything's going to be great. Okay. She's going to give you a ride home. There's some peanut butter and jelly in the back seat. You guys eat some of that on the way home. Stuff your face. Julie Nagel. Oh, look at Julie. Julie's already made 3. Look at that. See? Just be like Julie. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, sweetheart. And that's how they talked down Sarah Levinson. Okay. It was just like that. That I'm not sure about a lot of things that happened tonight, but I'm pretty sure the conversation went something like that with Sarah Levinson. Cause I'm sure she was a problem, you know, she was a loose end. I'm like, well, we can't kill her. We've done enough killing tonight. And, you know, maybe we could talk it out. And then Julie Nagel is like, you know, ice water running through her veins. She's like, listen, Julie. Listen, Jules. Listen, Sarah. Things are going to be fine. Okay. All right, Sarah. Just I'm going to eat some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, Sarah. And, you know, things are going to be great. Yeah. Ryan will say that he never saw John come in. And sorry, I've had like 24 Mick Ultras tonight, and I'm a little bit drunk. You know, might go down to see if McCarthy's later and sexually harass Meredith a little. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. And everything's fine. Anyway, so that's what happened that night. That's definitely what happened. Okay, next up. Thomas sends $10, goes, Brian Albert Jr. is definitely a little squishy in the swim thins. I'd say so too. Thank you. Julie Nagel's peanut butter and jelly sandwich donates $10 and goes, Turtle Daddy, what does the defense have for explaining why John's phone stopped moving so early in the night? If they had waited to put his body on the lawn, wouldn't the phone show more steps taken? Or is the assumption that the phone got turned off? I mean, I thought, others disagree. I always just assumed they just took the phone and threw it out as soon as they're like, get the phone out of the house quickly as possible. That was like the first thing. Get the phone out of here. Put it on the lawn. But everyone has their own theories. Everyone has. I don't know the answer to that one. And the Faraday bag. That's another thing I was thinking too. Because you guys know what a Faraday bag is? And what did Richie just say? Richie's always got insightful shit. He says that the number of steps matches exactly from the house. Oh, I did not know that. That's wild. That's what makes me think they dropped it off. But the Faraday bag, a Faraday bag is it blocks RF signals from both being sent and received to an electronic device, such as a mobile phone, a car key, or a laptop. You know who would have Faraday bags? Not maybe. I mean, I don't even think Brian Albert had them in the house. But you know who would have them lying around? Your local police department would, I bet. Like the Canton Police Department. You ever wonder what Higgins was doing there? You guys ever wonder that? What was Higgins doing at the Canton Police Department at 1:30? Oh, moving cars? Oh, right. What was he really doing there? I was talking on the phone. Okay. But what was he doing there? It would make sense for him to be there the next after John's body's discovered, because you want to, hear some people talk about, like, what are they talking about down there? What's the buzz? What's the word around? That would make more sense. At 1:30, no one in the Canton Police Department knew about this at 1:30. So what's he doing down there? The only cop who was inside that night was Goody. That was it. He said he waved to him. I saw Goody. I waved. That's it. What was he really doing there? And maybe he was getting a Faraday bag. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. So your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I'm just throwing theories out there. I don't know. All right. So thank you for that one, Julie Nagel's PB&J sandwich. Okay. Next up. Sorry, Cash App's going off here. We have here, let's see, Maryland Ryder sends $10 and goes, what went down in the house? It had to be one of the McAlberts, or they wouldn't have gone so hard to cover it up. Right, exactly. That's why it can't just be Higgins, right? More sickeningly, I believe he could have lived and told the tale, hence why they had to ensure he died. I disagree on that one. I disagree. And to be honest with you, I don't think the cold killed him. I mean, I'm just guessing. I think he was dead, as like not dead, but like functionally dead. He might have had a pulse, maybe. I don't know. When they put him out there, I think they put him out there just so they could make it seem like the cold killed him. Like he was only out there. I think they put his body out there at like 4:30. That would be my guess. 4:30. That's just my guess. I have no proof of that, but that's my guess, which is an hour and a half, which is a long time in the cold. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think you're going to die from hypothermia that way. I think he might have had maybe he had hypothermia. I don't know, but I don't think it killed him. I do not think hypothermia is what killed him. I think they maybe thought, like, if he has hypothermia and that comes up in a medical examiner's report, well, that's good. There's a reason that Jen McCabe delayed them going back there that morning. There's a reason. How long to die in cold is the reason. She did not want him. Oh, no, 12:30 is out of the question. It can't be 12:30. It can't be 12:30 because Lucky Loughran didn't see him at 2:45. How can the Emmy not narrow the time down more? That's a good question. I mean, the Emmy couldn't do much. She was just like, I don't know. Yeah, it could be that. Sure, could be that. It could he died from being hit in the head with a barbell? Yeah, sure. Could have died. Yeah. She was just like, whatever you want. I mean, that's why I called her a whack job. But anyway, I that's what I think. That's just my guess. But so he also says, more sickeningly, I believe he could have lived and told the tale. If he was certainly dead, they could have called 911 and told them anything. He was drunk. He fell. He started a fight because Higgins was hitting on his girl. He wasn't dead, and they had something really bad and finished him off. How long to die in cold? Yeah, possibly. All right. Thank you, Maryland Ryder. Amy sends $50 and goes, you make me actually laugh out loud during every show. I wish Detroit had a Dr. Turtleboy. You are a true gem. Thanks for all you do. Well, I was a Lions fan for like a good 3 months there. I feel like I am. Detroit does have a voice on YouTube, and it's me. So thank you very much for that one, Amy. I appreciate that, and I'm glad I can make you laugh. Mike sends $10 and goes, Doctor, I'm afraid you're holding back your true feelings and thoughts on the Proctors. It's not healthy. Let it all out. Keep up the great work. I know the trolls are going to hate that one. They're going to look at how mean he is. He's calling Michael Proctor's mom a cunt. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did. And then some, because she is. That's exactly what she is. She's a right cunt, as David Owen would call her. She's a right cunt. All right. So thank you for that one. Kristen sends $10, goes, do you know what the Commonwealth's new theory will be on the crash reconstruction? Their expert is now 𝗀𝗄𝗋𝗄𝗋. And I'm curious what he's going to say. Yeah, I saw that too. 𝗀𝗄𝗋𝗄𝗋. I looked him up. Judson. Let's look at this nerdlinger. Hold on. Yeah, here he is. Judson Welcher from Long Beach. Professional. Okay. He's a biomechanical engineer and accident reconstructionist. Yeah, we'll see what he says. Again, they will never be able to find anyone to be able to explain what happened, John. There's a reason they threw Trooper Paul up there, because they're like, well, this is, how the fuck are we going to explain this? I don't know. Just throw the autistic guy up there. Have him talk. And what if he gets caught in a jam? What if he doesn't know what to say? Just tell him to say it just did. Okay. What about like all this other evidence? I don't know. Just tell him the crime scene was speaking to him or something. I don't fucking know. Make it up. I don't know. And that's exactly what happened. So now they got to find an actual scientist to say this shit. And it's just not going to go very well. I bring it on. Bring on Judson. I say bring it on. See what Juddy has to say. You know? All right. Next up. Samantha sends $25. Sorry, I'm making you parrot, but I guess that's the point. Tell Dumpster Juice she's the best. Who's Dumpster Juice? What's a dumpster? Did I name someone Dumpster Juice? I feel like that's a wicked familiar name. What? If Trooper Paul was autistic, he would have done a better job. I know. But who's I definitely named someone Dumpster Juice. Oh, she's crusty. No, I named her that. Dump truck. I forget. All right. Anyway, thanks for the dono there. Let's see. Loudmouth sends $10. Says you lost precious time with your mother, and that's unforgivable. Regardless of Karen Reed. You're absolutely right about that. And that's why I don't give a fuck about Michael Proctor's stupid mother. My mother didn't go online when she was alive and post nasty, disgusting shit blaming an innocent woman for my son's fuck ups. That did not happen. My mom would be ashamed of me. Ashamed. And she'd ground me and tell me to go and confess. Tell the truth. That's what she would say to me. You know, you need to do the right thing. This is going to carry on your soul for the rest of your life and your conscience. You need to do the right thing, but not Karen Proctor, though. She's garbage, just like your son. All right, next up. That bitch gives $5 and goes, I believe in divine justice, and John O'Keefe wants this second trial to happen because look at all the corruption that was exposed. Hashtag true justice, RIP, John O'Keefe. I hope so. I hope you're right about that. So thank you. Jerome sends $10 and says, it seems like there is so much bombshell evidence for the defense that it appears to minimize the importance of each bombshell. It's almost like if you only have the Google search and maybe the stare data, people would obviously think she's innocent and Karen walks. I hope that makes sense. I know that is a good point, though. It's like there's just so much evidence of the butt dials. And I mean, you go on and on down the line. And you're right. It's just sometimes it's like there's too much. I totally get what you're saying there. I totally get what you're saying. So thank you for that one. Erica from Dallas sends $15. Goes, Doctor, I'm a longtime follower and supporter. Truth and justice are on your side. Ephesians 5:11. Everything done in the dark will be brought to light. Green flipped the spotlights on today. Fuck around. Find out. Jen McCabe. Yes, he did. And we're going to get to that shortly. So thank you, Erica. Romy sends $100. Woo! Thank you, Romy. It says, did you hear Plevin on Vinnie Politan's show last night saying Higgins? First, let me stop you right there. No, I did not, because I don't watch Court TV, and I definitely don't watch anything Plevin has to say about anything. Did you watch him on Vinnie P's show last night saying Higgins could have been ordering a pizza at 134 to explain away the mystery call? Stop it. No, he didn't. No, he did not say that on television. I need that clip. I need that clip. Oh, and Judson works with Man Shannon? Well, it all makes sense now. That makes sense. You got send it on Facebook Messenger, please, to Clarence Woods Emerson. I need that clip. I need Plevin saying that he was ordering a pizza. Oh my God, in a fucking blizzard. Higgins didn't even say he was ordering a pizza. Didn't he say he went back and made another drink when he got home? Who makes another drink when they get home? You're not even with anyone. Oh, it's okay. I'm just a raging alcoholic. As soon as I don't like drinking with company. I left a party where people were drinking and socializing because I wanted to go back to my house and drink by myself, but not before I ordered a pizza, because for some reason there's a pizza shop in Canton that is open at 1:30 in the morning during a blizzard. I didn't know that. I mean, I don't think we have anything in my town that's open past fucking 7, but yeah, I guess so. All right. Next up, let's see. So that's that. Let me see if we have any, actually a couple more. Spanky on Speedos sends $5, goes Krusty and Plevin, cancer free, said at Brother Council's live that the butt dials with the Bryans were not answered and went to voicemail. Well, any calls that go to voicemail will at least last 3 minutes recording, not 22 seconds. Take that. I know it's so weird how they left these voicemails that no one's heard. And they just abruptly stopped after short amounts of time. Weird. Like the voicemail left on John's voicemail when Karen left a phone in the car, that one lasts 4 minutes until it just doesn't let you do it anymore. But the other ones were just abrupt, 22 seconds. That was quick. And then there's the 7 and 9 second ones to Nicole Albert that no one heard, even though it says answered on there. I mean, that's still wild to me that they say that answered calls went to voicemail. Like what? So what does an unanswered call mean then? Somebody just hasn't set their voicemail up? Like, what does that mean? All right. Thank you for that one. Jill Daniels, dry vagina. I don't know how dry that is. Sends $10 and goes, their original plan was to blame Lucky for hitting John. Drunk John must have stumbled drunk out in the road. There's no way they expected Karen to be up that early looking for him, and they needed the body out of the house. I know. They definitely did not expect her to be back there at 6 a.m. or out looking for him at 5 a.m. No way. They're like, no, I mean, wouldn't you just assume that she's going to go home and pass out? Right? Wouldn't you just assume that? Fuck, I'm surprised these douchebags. Oh, no, they couldn't text. I was going to say, I'm surprised they didn't text her back on John's phone and be like, be back soon, babe. Something like that. But then they wouldn't be able to blame her for the death, would they? Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. All right. So thank you for that one. Jill Daniels, dry vagina. Sandra sends 10 and goes, I've seen a couple tweets saying that the cops drove the Lexus into the Sallyport twice because of the snow outline, but I don't get what this means. Yeah, I don't really either. And I like to stick to the facts, not the things I can't prove. So thank you very much. Bogan Barbie sends $10, goes, hey, doctor, as an Aussie, I truly appreciate the use of the word cunt. Thank you for all the incredible journalism and for calling everyone who is guilty. Calling out everyone who's guilty. Free Karen Reed. Well, thank you very much, Bogan Barbie. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you like the use of the word cunt, because it's a great word, isn't it? Jen, pull up, bitch, sends $5 and goes, so I drove by Fairview the other day, and honestly, the distance is very short from the main and side door to the flagpole where he was found. There is no way, if he was there, that people missed him when walking out of the house or driving by. So yeah, whoever didn't see a body were right. Yes, correct, because there was no body. Correct. Luckily, they were all looking away at that exact moment. Okay. Let me see if I got this clip, this pizza clip. I think I got it. All right, here. Let's see. All right. We got the Plevin clip. I'm going to play it.
Kevin, that it didn't come up in his. Are you troubled at all, Kevin, that it didn't come up in his testimony? That, oh yeah, I went back, I moved the cars, I did this, I did that, then I called so and so. Like that didn't seem to come out.
Why would it? I mean, if he's calling in a pizza before he goes home, or he's calling to check his voicemails, why?
You're not. I mean, first of all, you're not getting a pizza at 134 in a blizzard, are you?
I used to. Back in my drinking days.
Okay. I just don't know who would be open at that point to get a pizza at 134. So
we know D&E wasn't.
Right.
It's like, this is funny to you, Plevin? Is this a joke? John's life is a joke to you? And what is with, like, wearing the goddamn shirt and tie in the attic? Are you kidding me, Plevin? Oh, he's so stupid. Okay. All right, cool. Now everyone's sending the video. I got it. Thank you, guys. Oh, great. A whole bunch of people are out there. That's great to see. All right, let me check out my Cash App here. All right. Denise sends $10 and goes, for everybody that's getting some. Okay. Thank you, Denise. Frank sends $5, says, why didn't Karen's phone go up and down 3 flights of stairs? Because Karen wasn't in the house. That's a very good question, though. Thank you, Frank. Meatball sends $5 and says, so for Rita, so Rita is friends with CP, Courtney Proctor. She wished death on Karen Reed. Yeah, she said that she wished Karen Reed killed herself. That's not good. Thank you. And she wouldn't even sign the ballot initiative either. So what good is she? Sounds like she's playing her. Lauren sends $5. So Canton protects McAlbert's equals refs protect the Chiefs. That's a good analogy. That is a good analogy. I like that. So thank you very much for that. $5 from Meatball Morrissey's Skeddysteen says, I assumed the head injury is from the end of a railing. That too. It could easily be from that as well. Thank you very much, Meatball. Rebecca sends $20, goes, Jen is a see you next Tuesday. That she is. Thank you, Rebecca. Jennifer sends $5 and goes, Auntie Bev is a slam pig. Yes, she is a slam pig. That's correct. Thank you, Jennifer. EMC gives $10 and goes, I think Higgins called the owner of the Ford Edge. Ooh, maybe. But which McAlbert was it? Thank you much, EMC. Stacy sends $10 and goes, I'm so proud of Jess and Tom for braving the cold. Yeah, God bless you guys for doing that. It's like some serious dedication out there. Thank you. Angela sends $10, goes, motions with deets. Fuck around, find out. Yeah, it looks like they're going to, Angela. Thank you. Jennifer sends $5 and goes, you're a fucking legend, guy. Give him hell. Well, thank you very much, Jennifer. It's very kind of you. I appreciate that very much. Very much. Okay. All right, cool. If anyone else wants their message read, I'll check them periodically throughout the show. You can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat and give whatever you want there and write a message and I'll read it. Or you can cash at me at $UncleTurtleboy. Okay. All right. So let's jump into this motion, shall we? I'm going to go right to Rick Green's affidavit because it was just wild, man. There's some good shit in here. Okay. Let's do it. Can you guys see this? All right. Okay, let me get my little pink highlighter out thing. All right, so Rick Green, I'm very experienced, okay? Conducted thousands of investigations. That's great. All right. I'm an expert in digital forensics in numerous states and federal courts, including all those cool states. I have an associate's degree in digital forensics and a whole bunch of training awards and all types of shit, certificates, you name it. I'm licensed to operate a private investigation agency in Florida and Michigan. Okay. I am, because we didn't really know that much about Rick Green. We just, I mean, they've hired this guy before for stuff. He's obviously very good at what he does, and it's no one's ever questioned him and been like, well, are you good? And now the Commonwealth is like, okay, yeah, we're going to question you. We don't think you're that good. And now you're forcing him to show how qualified he is. Like, don't let the whole Midwestern thing that he has going on where he's like, I'm 𝗵𝗿𝗂𝗺. I really apologize if this caused you any sort of confusion, Mr. Lally, sir. This is just really unfortunate, isn't it? This is, wow. I definitely didn't mean to get you upset, Mr. Lally. I'd like to fix that if I could. Would you like a Werther's original? But now they're forcing him to just show who he really is. Like, actually, I have a huge dick, and here's why. So, throughout my career, I have kept current with developments in electronic data analysis, including computer forensics and investigation training from St. Petersburg College and first responders training from the Institute for Forensic Imaging. I participate in computer forensic listservs, personally research the newest developments in digital and computer forensics, and attend weekly training seminars. Let's make that a little smaller. In digital forensics. A partial list, not the full thing, of events I've attended over the last several years alone include, but are not limited to, look at all these trainings he's done just in 2024. Understanding multiple user accounts in Android, forensics in the cloud, unveiling celebrate, like, oh my gosh. Look at all this shit. All these seminars. More training. Look at all this shit, dude. They went overboard. They're like, oh, you don't think he's certified, huh? You don't think this guy's qualified? Well, check out all this. Next up, his company, I think that's what USF is, right? United States Forensics. That's his company. He's the owner of this company. USF was initially provided with the Celebrate report prepared by Nicholas Guarino, which was labeled as a full file extraction of an iPhone 11 belonging to Jennifer McCabe. In the initial report prepared by Trooper Guarino, the 227 search for Hostline to Die on Cold did not appear. Recognizing that this report was not the best evidence, I personally requested the image file for the phone in question, which I had reason to believe was produced using the 𝗫𝗄𝗆 product based on the naming convention contained within the Celebrate report. I subsequently received a USB drive containing a forensic image of the phone described as J. McCabe, which was forensically imaged by the state police using a tool known as 𝗫𝗄𝗆. The USB drive containing the forensic image was sent to U.S. Forensic by Lally with the Norfolk County DA's office by way of Trooper Guarino of the state police. Upon receipt of the USB, the cell phone was assigned an internal evidence number. The USB containing the forensic image of her phone failed to include the associated documentation containing the hash value, which is a well-known mechanism used to validate the data and ensure that it has not changed or otherwise been manipulated. So this thing, which hash value is used to tell you whether the data on the phone has been manipulated or not. And they get it, and it doesn't have this hash value. So it could have been manipulated. After personally insisting that that's a good word, insisting, that the state police provide the hash value associated with the data, U.S. Forensic was eventually provided with a PDF containing the purported hash value and the value listed within that PDF matched the gray key image file of the cell phone in question. So no shenanigans. After obtaining the full file system extraction of the data contained on her phone, the data images were processed and reviewed with 𝗬𝗏 Physical Analyzer, PA, and Axiom Forensics, which is like a competitor, apparently, to 𝗬𝗏. Opinion 1. It's my opinion, based on to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, that Jennifer McCabe's cell phone searched 𝗺 to die in cold at or before 2:27. Again, it's like doubling down on this. All right. Oh, it's debunked though. Remember Hank Brennan had the audacity to say that this was debunked. Like, bro, stop living on Twitter. It's like something Plevin would say. It's been debunked or some Twitter troll. In my professional experience, an analysis of a device's internet search history often gives valuable clues as to the user's intent or knowledge surrounding an incident. I conducted a review of the search history information obtained from her iPhone 11 and observed the following artifact from the morning in question, as reported by 𝗬𝗏 PA and Axiom, which were the most recent versions of their tools at the time. So there is the 𝗺 to die in cold, and it's deleted. All right. In 𝗬𝗏 Physical Analyzer, version 7.61, blah, 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 the search not only showed up in the web history, but 𝗬𝗏 further refined the results and included it in the searched items artifact section. It was marked as deleted with an adjusted, no, like that's true, deleted with an adjusted last viewed timestamp of 2:27:40, noting the inconsistencies in 𝗬𝗏's reporting between the UFED report generated by version 7. So this is this one v7.53. That would be the Nicholas Garino version, and the new version of 𝗬𝗏. So he used the more updated version of 𝗬𝗏. and notice there's a big difference. I contacted their technical support to inquire if they could provide additional information about this artifact. 𝗬𝗏's technical support staff indicated that they believed the artifact was reliable. So 𝗬𝗏's technical support staff says that the search was legitimate and that no issues were brought to their attention. On April 22nd, 2024, this is like right when the trial was starting, the Commonwealth's expert, Ian Whiffin, now this is wild, Ian Whiffin emailed me. Why is one expert emailing a rival one? This is a problem. That is bizarre in and of itself. Why is Ian Whiffin emailing Rick Green? Why? Why is he so committed to being right about this? Like, why does he even have any, like, why are you in contact with Rick Green at all? Your job, you were hired by the Commonwealth to determine this, right? Okay, so give your expert opinion and then call it a day. That's your job. It's not your job to email Rick Green and convince him that he's wrong, which is apparently during the trial, nonetheless. After the trial started, he's like emailing Rick Green. That is bizarre. So he emails him and says that the last visited time shown in the PA, which is 𝗬𝗏, will be getting removed from the artifact in the next available version of 𝗬𝗏. What? So this guy obviously worked for 𝗬𝗏. I don't know if he still does. Ian Whiffin. And he just emails him and is like, oh yeah, you know how you found that artifact of how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m.? yeah, we're doing a new version of it. You know, it's like PlayStation 5 kind of thing. And it's just the last one's not going to work. It's just not going to work. It's not going to be there anymore. How does he know that? First of all, how do you know what the new version is going to find and what the other one's not going to find? Oh, right. He's involved in obviously making the product itself. So I did not realize until today that 𝗬𝗿𝗄𝗏 is like Wikipedia. You can, if you don't like something on it, you can just make an edit and take it out if you don't like it. What? And again, why does Ian Whiffin care this much? He has no ties to Jennifer McCabe. Let's be honest. He's not here to protect Jennifer McCabe. What the fuck does he care? He just wants to be right. Like, he's just got a narcissistic complex where he has to be fucking smarter than Rick Green. That's all this is with him. He's a fucking narcissist. There's no other way. Loves the sound of his own voice. But that's wild. After the start of the trial in late May of 2024, so right before Ricky Green and Whiffin testify, 𝗬𝗿𝗄𝗏 released 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝗏 Physical Analyzer version 10.2, which removed the 227 timestamp. Okay. From its processing of the artifact. Shortly after, so he came through on the promise. On July 22nd, 2024, after the trial, 𝗬𝗿𝗄𝗏 released its 𝗬𝗿𝗄𝗏 Physical Analyzer Standard version 7.69 whatever, which also removed the 227 timestamp from its processing of the artifact. Notably, 𝗬𝗿𝗄𝗏 is a company that markets itself as providing digital intelligence solutions for law enforcement and is used by over 6,900 public safety agencies in 100 countries worldwide. Although I am aware that 𝗬𝗿𝗏 recently changed its analyzer program so that no longer reports on the timestamp of this particular artifact, I have not misrepresented the data. So when I used it, it said that on there. But Ian Whiffin, who apparently is involved in designing this software, for some reason emailed me out of the blue and it's like, oh yeah, it's not going to be there the next time around. With the new version, it's not going to show up. What? Axiom processing. Axiom is an application product offered by Magnet Forensics, a competitor of 𝗬𝗿𝗄𝗏. Best practices in digital forensics requires forensic examiners to view data and artifacts with more than one tool. Therefore, I also processed the image of Jennifer McCabe's phone using Axiom version 6.11. So he's like, okay, we'll try a different product. Axiom also found the 227 search for How Long Did I Uncold in the Safari suspended state tab section. Shortly thereafter, I contacted them to see if additional information could be provided regarding this artifact. I was advised by technical support that the 227 timestamp indicates that the search would have occurred sometime at or before 227 at the time indicated. And there's a footnote, and this footnote is wild. This is like one of the most interesting parts of this whole thing. The footnote states that I would also note that Trooper Nicholas Garino, the guy that couldn't find 3,200 deleted messages between Sandra Birchmore and her rapist, Matthew Farwell. I would also note that Trooper Garino's report specifically mentions that he also used Axiom. Hold on. That he also used Axiom. Hold on. How do I do this? To process the image of Jennifer McCabe's phone. I personally tested the earlier version of Axiom, which would have been used in February of 2022, and determined that the 227 version of How Long Did I Uncold search was reported by Axiom as having last viewed at 227. Axiom has a similar feature to 𝗬𝗿𝗏 with their creation of a portable case. This exculpatory information was never turned over to the defense. So Nicholas Guarino's story this whole time was, I'm incompetent, basically. I'm like the camp police. I didn't see it. I didn't see all the taillight. I didn't see the Google search. I used an old version of Celebrate, of Axiom. I used an old version of it, and it just didn't come up. And so then he used the same version, and it did come up. So that means Nicholas Guarino did see this search. They all did. They all knew How Long to Die in Cold was there. And they were just thinking, like, I hope she doesn't find it. I hope Karen Reed doesn't find it, because that would be bad. And when they saw that, they all had, what's fucked up about it is these are cops, and John O'Keefe was a cop. And when they see that search for How Long to Die in Cold, they instantly have to realize this woman helped kill a cop. And they're just okay with it. That's why you don't see me wearing any more thin blue line shit that much anymore. Not that I don't respect cops or murdered police officers, but it's just bullshit. It's like the bagpipes and the bullshit at the funeral. None of these people actually gives a fuck about dead cops. Silly me, I did. I thought it meant something. I really did. I thought the thin blue line represented like support for murdered police officers. No, as it turns out, the people who don't give a fuck about murdered police officers more than anyone are police officers themselves, because that's what I found out. And that's why every decent cop should be disgusted with these pigs at the Norfolk County DA's office. These pigs. That's what they are. They're pigs. They're not real cops. They're criminals with badges and guns. All of them. They're pigs. Conehead pigs, most of them. Anyway. So he's a piece of shit, obviously. All right, next up. So since my initial analysis, United States Forensics has upgraded to the more advanced Axiom PA version 8.8 whatever, which was released on December 17th, 2024. This version continues to report the above artifact with an even more precise last viewed date and time of 2:27 and 40 seconds, 0.465. They have it to like the thousandth of a second. Like what? It's like the 100-meter dash, that exact, you know? So this is December 17th, 2024. So they've developed an even better version of it, and it still comes back. 2:27, she did that. Like, yeah, they fucked around and found out. They're like, oh, you don't think this is real, huh? Well, let's show you. Let's do a test here. Let's test everything out. Okay. Actually, I feel much more, and they're going to have a new Rick Green that's offended in the second trial. That's offended that, like, you guys didn't think I knew what I was talking about. Are you fucking kidding me? Have you seen all my awards? Have you seen all my trainings? Have you seen all the testing I did? You want to voir dire me? Oh, now it's like getting personal with Rick Green. It's getting personal with 𝗪𝗂𝗃 𝗵𝗏. I dare you to do it to the ARC experts. Like all these people, they're just saying like, nah, like you're shitting on them professionally in order to cover up for Brian Albert. And they're going to come back angrier than ever and like more determined than ever to prove that they are right. No, I'm not wrong. You're wrong. Okay. Moreover, Axiom's user manual, actually, no, it says here that in the Safari suspended state tab marked as deleted. So it also comes up as deleted. Moreover, Axiom's user manual describes this artifact as follows. Safari suspended state tabs, last interaction date time, UTC, as the date and time of the current tab state when it was interacted with on the local device. This date and time will reflect when the user has last interacted with this tab in Safari, or if the tab auto refreshed on the local device only. In order to validate this timestamp, I looked at numerous examples of web sessions on her phone, including URLs containing Raining Men, Camp Mass.org, remember she's like, oh, I was on Hockomock Sports. Okay. In all of these instances, the browser state.db entry appears at the end of the session. This is consistent with how Magnet Axiom describes this artifact. In order to confirm the accuracy of the search event as reported in 𝗫𝗵𝗄𝗆 version 7 and consistently throughout the multiple versions of Axiom, I then independently performed a low-level analysis of the artifact, which is located in the browser state.db write ahead log. We all heard about these. Oh, I didn't want to hear about it anymore. All this nerd talk. WALs are temporary in nature and show the location where data is written before commitments to the main database are made. These particulars of this artifact are as follows. All right. So, okay, 227. Yep. So the search is made at 227. I used 3 additional forensic tools to conduct a low-level analysis of the artifact in question, including Belkasoft, Sanderson, Forensic Browser, and ArtX2, a research-based program created by the Commonwealth's expert Ian Whiffin, which only has approximately 600 users worldwide. I love that. I love that. Like, bitch, no one is using your stupid app that you developed and you use this trial to promote. All 3 of these programs show data consistent with the search for How Long to Die in Cold at 2:27 a.m. All times listed have been converted to Canton UTC time. Thus, I was able to independently verify using additional forensic tools. So he uses all these other tools that also, even Ian Whiffin's own program, and even ArtX comes back saying, yeah, it happened at 2:27. Boom. It is my opinion, based on a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, that the user of Jennifer McCabe's cell phone searched hostile. I wonder, you know what I was just thinking out loud? You know, UTC time is 5 hours off of the regular time that we're at now. It's like Greenwich Mean Time over in merry old England. Except during daylight savings, it switches to 4 hours, I think. She Googled it at 6:24. Why did she wait till 6:24 and not like 6:15? I know that John was getting into I get it. Did she try to do it exactly 4 hours later? Did she do that? Because the tab was last opened at 2:27. She could have Googled it at 2:24. Did she try to Google it exactly 4 hours later to make it look like, oh, no, that's just not converted. If it came up in this thing as like 2:20, oh, no, it's 2:27. It was supposed to be 6:27. That's what it really was. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I'd never thought of that before. But this whole UTC thing being 4 hours off. Again, exactly. I think that's a reach. I have no evidence of that. But I'm just thinking out loud here. I don't know. It could be completely wrong. Anyway, it is my opinion, based on a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, that the user searched How Long to Die in Cold at or before 2:27. I have consistently reported the existence of 2 additional search artifacts in her phone for How Long to Die in Cold at 6:23 and 6:24. It's my opinion, based on a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, that the 2:27 search was deleted either by deliberate user interaction or manual post-imaging manipulation of the data. So he's saying here that, like, look at, either she deleted it or y'all did. It is uncontested that the search artifact for How Long to Die in Cold is in a deleted state. Databases contain tables with numerous fields. In some cases, there is a programmed field entry to indicate whether a record is live or deleted. With regard to the browserstate.db, which is the database at issue here, there is no such field to indicate whether a particular record is live or deleted. However, on the characteristics of the data contained within the associated write-ahead log, the forensic tools indicate that the 227 search is in a deleted state. There's several reasons why data may appear to be in a deleted state, which include a deliberate user interaction, an automated function of the an automated function. So these are ways in which stuff could get deleted. Deliberately done, automated function of the OS. Okay. A malfunction or manipulation of the data. Okay. So then he's like, looks into them all. What could have happened? Manual post-image manipulation of the data. This would be the police fucking with it. Typical data collections have an associated hash value, which is unique to that set of data. The hash value is created using an algorithm and is a well-known mechanism used to validate the data and ensure that it has not changed or otherwise been manipulated. In this case, United States Forensic was initially supplied with an image of her phone created with a tool known as 𝗿𝗍 from 𝗬𝗟 with the by way of Trooper Guarino. However, and remarkably, the associated documentation containing the hash value needed to validate the image was not provided with the initial USB drive containing the forensic image of her phone. So they don't have the hash value there. So we don't know if it's been manipulated. This is incredibly unusual. In all my years working as a forensic examiner, over 30 years, this is the first time I've ever received a forensic image without the corresponding hash value. It's highly irregular. After personally insisting that the state police provide the hash value, we were provided with the PDF containing the purported hash value, and the value listed within that PDF matched the 𝗿𝗍 image of the cell phone in question. However, as Mr. Whiffin acknowledges in his report, the Cellbrite program cannot validate the data because the value is unsigned. In other words, the 𝗿𝗍 image of Jennifer McCabe's cell phone could have been manipulated and then rehashed after the manipulation and still show the same resulting hash value included in the PDF file. So you could have fucked with it. And again, what I take from that, first time, incredibly unusual. This is not how it normally works. Typically, forensic examiners are provided with the raw image file and the associated hash value documentation together. After validating the hash value, I would then accept that data has not been manipulated. Here, however, the hash documentation was not provided with the raw image of the cell phone. Instead, it was withheld from the defense. As a forensic examiner, having received hundreds of image phones over my decades-long career, this was unprecedented. So you don't even need to know what all this means. Like, all this is nerd talk. I don't know what it fucking means. You don't know what it means. Whatever. Like, they don't, other side is going to pretend to know what it means. They don't know what the fuck it means either. All you need to know is that none of this is normal. This is not how it normally, like, this dude's been doing this for 30 years and this has never happened before, but it seems to be happening here. But there's never been a case in which the Commonwealth, the prosecution is like, oh yeah, all that data, cell phone data, none of it's real. Oh yeah, but nothing to see here. In addition to law enforcement's failure to initially provide the hash documentation associated with the raw image of her phone, there was additional anomalies within the process data that are suggestive of manipulation as reported by tools such as Cellbrite and Axiom. Ooh, so there is additional anomalies suggestive of manipulation. These anomalies, discussed in further detail below, along with anomalies in this case, including law enforcement's failure to properly document the chain of custody of items of evidence, inconsistencies in official reports, and testimony regarding the collection of evidence, law enforcement's failure to properly photograph and document the evidence, and destruction of other crucial electronic data are all suggestive of post-imaging manipulation. So, aka the cops fucked with it. Rick Green didn't say any of this shit before. Like, he didn't have to. He's like, I've been doing this for 30 years. I get called up to testify. Everyone understands I'm an expert, and I show what's in there. But now you motherfuckers are actually saying I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm some jolly old boomer that just doesn't know, some pleasant looking old guy who's friendly but he doesn't know what he's talking about. You guys don't really? Okay. Now I got to explain to you who the fuck I am. In my experience, iPhone hardware and the iOS operating system are very reliable. In this case, there is no data or evidence to suggest that a malfunction of the operating system caused the deleted record. So it wasn't a malfunction. The structure of the databases changed from version to version of the iOS system or associated applications. Upon analyzing her cell phone, I was able to determine that the iOS on this device was updated to version 15.2 on January 24th, 2022. This update occurred before the record in question was generated on January 9th, 2022, and would not have been the cause of a deletion. So we know that it didn't automatically happen because of a system update. That's not, so it was deleted, and we can get rid of this possibility and this one. What about the automated function, right? The artifact in question is found in a write-ahead log. The data is written to the temporary WAL file in order to speed and ensure data integrity. You can think of this as the database being a series of Excel spreadsheets where the data is structured into fields, rows, and columns, and the write-ahead log file as a notepad text document where you are quickly adding data that you intend to eventually write into the Excel spreadsheets. That's a good analogy there, Rick Green. I like how they kind of dumbed it down for us dummies. I use Notepad all the time. I totally get this analogy, The mechanism for writing the data from a temporary file to the associated database is called a checkpoint. If you'll excuse me, I have to just go real quick and get my charger. Be right back. All right, we're back. One sec. All right. All right, we're back. All right, cool. So back to this thing. Here with regards to a 227 hostile to die in cold, the WAL file at issue, the data establishes that the last checkpoint occurred on the 28th at 7:39 a.m. Therefore, the deleted state of the 4028 record is not a function of the WAL file being written to the database. Remember, that's what they said. Oh, it was written to the database because the last checkpoint occurred the day before. I am aware of no internal mechanism for spontaneous record deletion. Mr. Whiffin similarly concedes in his report he's unaware of any internal mechanism for record deletion. Deliberate user interaction. As stated above, there is no internal field within the browser state.db database to indicate whether the artifact in question was user deleted. No such field exists in the database. However, as explained in further detail below, additional anomalies found on the phone strongly suggest that this data was either a result of a deliberate user interaction or post-imaging manipulation. My forensic analysis of the image of her phone uncovered numerous anomalies or unusual deviations from what is standard, normal, or expected in a typical case. The following anomalies further support that the artifact in question was deleted either through user interaction or post-imaging manipulation. Anomaly 1. The most up-to-date version of 𝗬𝗿𝗄𝗆 reports 4,560 searches, with only one being marked as deleted. One. So she has done on her phone, over the history of her phone, 4,560 searches. She has deleted one of them. One search was deleted. Guess which one it was? That one. Just one. This strongly suggests that this search was targeted for deletion. The tab ID for record 4028 is blah, 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 blah. This number is unique to the tab in question and would have been used for all URL history in that specific tab within this particular database. The Commonwealth has claimed that the actual website being visited during this period was 𝗺𝗄𝗄𝗆sports.com. Remember, this is their story, that Jennifer McCabe was on a tab, a Safari tab, and Googling 𝗺𝗄𝗄𝗆sports, just reading about kids basketball at 2:27. She then goes to bed. And then at 6:24, she opens her phone up and uses that same tab to search for How Long to Die in Cold. And because it was last opened at 2:27, that's why the 2:27 search comes up as well as the 6:24 search. It was a 2-for-1. But wouldn't that be the 6:23 search? No, forget about that. Stop asking questions. Okay. Just that's what happens. That's their story. However, the tab ID recorded at 2:27 and 36 associated with the 𝗺𝗄𝗄𝗆sports web has a different tab ID number. Thus, the records in question clearly establish that the 𝗺𝗄𝗄𝗆sports activity was conducted in a completely different tab than the search for How Long to Die in Cold. So it's a different Safari tab. It's like, it's all a lie. This fucking lie that they've been telling us that, oh, no, she was just using the tab that she used earlier. And now she's using, she just used the same tab. So that's why it comes up on that. No, as it turns out, she used a completely different tab. So that excuse is gone. That excuse has been, as they call it, debunked. It has been debunked. The Commonwealth's expert, Ms. Hyde and Mr. Whiffin, opine that the 4028 record with the 2:27 timestamp initially would not have been associated with How Long to Die in Cold. I've examined the multiple writes of the record contained within the browser state.w.db WAL file, and in all instances, How Long to Die in Cold was present. I see no evidence containing a different or blank for that field. The search artifacts associated with How Long to Die in Cold at 2:27, How Long Tie Die in Kicked at 6:23, and How Long to Die in Cold at 6:24 are all missing information that would be expected in the history.db file. Mr. Whiffin opines that the load was likely never successful as it was never populated in the history.db database. However, the Google suggestion artifact for how long to digest food appears at 6:23, along with a picture. This indicates that the cell phone in question had internet connectivity at the time of 6:24 search, and contradicts his speculative suggestion that the load did not complete. So he's just tearing apart Whiffin here. The 𝗧𝗏𝗔𝐶 information for how long to die in cold search appears to be out of order. The 𝗧𝗏𝗔𝐶 artifacts typically run a few seconds after the event in question. The 𝗵𝗚 time for how long 𝗕𝗿𝗂 and kicked is at 6:33. It is a corresponding 𝗧𝗏𝗔𝐶 entry of 6:23:57, 6 seconds later. Typically, the 𝗧𝗏𝗔𝗶 artifact appears seconds after the 𝗵𝗚 entry. However, the 6:24 𝗵𝗚 entry for how long to die in cold is followed by a 𝗧𝗏𝗔𝐶 time of 6:24, 6 seconds later for how long 𝗕𝗿𝗂 and kicked. The corresponding 𝗧𝗏𝗔𝗶 entry for how long to die in cold does not show up until hours later at 10:33. Again, I understand this is all confusing, but this is the most important thing. This is unusual and deviates from what is typically observed. It's unusual. Anomaly 7. Trooper Guarino's April 24th report shows that he took custody of the phone on February 2nd at 12:08. However, the gray key log indicates that the device was not accessed for imaging until 2 hours later. The report also indicates he was given the password to the phone. Nowhere within the report does it explain the time delay between receiving the device and imaging the device. That's interesting. It is my opinion, based on a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, that 227 was deleted by either deliberate user interaction or manual post-imaging manipulation. The methodology I use to evaluate it, is generally accepted in the digital forensic scientific community. It is consistent. Blah, 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 blah. So there you go. Domination. Thank you very much, Rich Green. We all knew it. We all knew that she Googled that from day one, but they made you prove it, didn't they? And you went out there and did it. So bully for you there, Rich Green. And then I kind of had, let's see what did I do with that. There were some other points that I brought up on a tweet I had. Let's see if I can find this. The actual motion itself has, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but on Twitter, I kind of posted some highlights of it. So Jessica Hyde, this is another thing that needs to be pointed out. Jessica Hyde's report that they hired her, I guess, in May of 2023. This is weeks after they promised us they were going to debunk the search. They hadn't hired her yet. Then they hire her. She writes a report that's favorable to them. And the problem is, inexplicably, Ms. Hyde changed her analysis and findings from her May 2023 report to align with Mr. Whiffin after a Cellbrite manipulated update to one physical analyzer program, which the defense learned about approximately 1 week before trial began, magically removed the 227 timestamp value from records sourced from the Safari's browserstate.db. So Jessica Hyde had a report and then just completely got rid of that report, which we didn't hear about the May 2023 report at trial. We only heard about her December 2023 report, which came after they hired Ian Whiffin. Using only this updated Cellbrite tool and no others, Ms. Hyde drafted a new report, taking back without explanation her original conclusion that the artifact containing the timestamp was present on the phone of Jennifer McCabe in a deleted state. She opined instead that the artifact containing 227 timestamp was not present in the deleted state or otherwise, citing merely an unsupported conclusory and scientifically insufficient assertion that the timestamp was not reliable. Here's another one. Rich Green, about who he is. His company, USF, handles 100 to 120 cases per year and receives annual inquiries for about 3 times as many cases. So he's got too much work, more work than he can handle. But that's like a new case every 3 days. He's got a new case. That's how widely used and respected this guy is. His company has worked on civil and criminal cases across the country in state and federal court and on behalf of both defense teams and law enforcement. Because, oh yeah, usually it's actually law enforcement that hires people like him to put bad guys in jail. People like Brian Walsh, you know, but now the defense is using him to try to put bad guys in jail like Jennifer McCabe. And the Commonwealth, for some reason, is like, no, don't. Jennifer didn't do that. Let's get Sir Ian Whiffin over here. He performs the majority of investigations himself. So he's obviously the man. This is his company. Likewise, the Commonwealth claims that Mr. Whiffin performed a comprehensive study of the data and that there is no evidence whatsoever of a search conducted prior to 6/23. These claims are false. First, Mr. Whiffin did not perform a comprehensive study because he only looked at limited data using 2 tools and relied entirely on one, his company's tool. His analysis is less comprehensive than those of Mr. Green, who used 5 tools. So Mr. Green used 5 different tools, which he explains in his affidavit what those were, to do the search, you know, going over Jen's phone, finds the same thing in all of them. How Long to Die in Cold, 227, deleted. And by submitting conclusory and insufficient motions under the guise of a Daubert hearing, the Commonwealth seeks to force the defense to repeatedly participate in unnecessary motions and attendant resource intensive mini trials. That's a mini trial is a good way to describe it. Thereby needlessly expending limited defense resources and diverting them from trial prep. So again, we should be getting ready for a trial here, part 2, and you're making us spend all this time and money to prove to you what we already know and everyone already knows, that Rick Green knows his shit, that Dr. Marie Russell knows her shit, that the ARC experts know their shit. But you're doing this on purpose because it don't cost you nothing. You're getting paid either way, aren't you? And again, this is why we donate to Karen Reed. This is why we have fundraisers for Karen Reed, because it's we donated all this money, right? And they just fucked around, and Colleen Crawford, that cunt, that slimy cunt, decides that, oh yeah, I can't wait till I see that cunt. Oh my God, Colleen Crawford. I know you're a witness, so this isn't, I'm not threatening you or anything like that, Colleen Crawford, but I got some questions for you, you slimy cunt. How'd you cunt get that slimy? First, let's start with that one. How'd you cunt get so slimy? But I digress. You know, I forgot what I was saying there. I started thinking of slimy cunt. It's, you know, it's extra slimy. Oh God. Oh yeah. So they're making them, you know, spend all this money on and just waste their time. But guess what, bitch? They thought that they would tire her out, but it's like, no, bitch, now I've invested time and money into this. Now it's personal with me too, you know, and I'm not, and you put me in jail over this shit. Fuck you. You know, now it's real personal with me. And, no, we're just going to keep raising more money. Oh, really? You want to? Okay. Believe me, you guys think you have unlimited resources? You see how much money we've raised, motherfucker? And that's just the beginning. Keep the more tricks you try to pull, it just makes people want to donate more. Do you honestly think that they're just but when I say she, I mean we. Did you honestly think that she was just going to give up if you just keep draining her? No, maybe back in the old days, But the thing about the old days is data old days. It's not 2022 anymore. Okay. It's not sad Karen Reed walking into court anymore with, her dad's jeans there, blue jeans, ripped jeans. It's not that Karen Reed. It's like suit wearing Karen Reed, where people analyze how much this outfit cost and smiling Karen Reed. And that's because it's not just her, it's us. We paid for that. You know what I mean? Those cars that pick her and drive her every day and bring all the experts in. Yeah, we did that. We helped pay for that. Getting 𝗵𝗲𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂 here on a plane, we did that. So this is all of us now. You fucked around with our money. Like we gave all this money, and then you're like, well, let's fucking pull some tricks and make them pay more money for shit. Oh, okay. We got the economy's good. Trump's president again. We got money. We can pay for shit. I got a whole bunch of t-shirt sales here. We got shit. She has an army behind her now, and people are enthusiastic about donating. It just makes them want to donate more. Don't you get it? You can't stop us. There's nothing you can do. The gravy train's going to keep coming, baby. We're not poor like you people. Like, you guys have taxpayers, so you can just milk them, but like, you ain't getting shit. You've seen it from the fake victims' new little fundraiser there that hasn't gotten a new donation in a week, right? There's no enthusiasm on their side. You got a bunch of broke ass bitches. You got twisted tragedies. She's living in a migrant hotel. Okay. She's jealous of the Haitians. And that's who you got on your side. You got a bunch of broke ass bitches on your side. What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. We're just going to keep coming. Okay. And yeah, bring it on. That's what I say. And you're going to make this second trial, man, is going to be, they are going to fucking just come all over them, like all over the Commonwealth. Just splooge like, fucking, you guys want this shit, huh? We were gentle on you the first time. We were gentle on you. We thought you were a virgin. We wanted to take it easy on you. We didn't want to hurt you. But now, now daddy's coming to town. Okay. Daddy's going to teach you a lesson, isn't he? Yeah. And we are just going to fuck the shit out of you. We wanted to fuck in court last time, and we fucked a little bit. We were gentle though on you. We only brought up six witnesses. That's it. We didn't even cross-examine Kerry Roberts or, the Dighton cop there. We really could have poured it on with those guys. We could have fucked you good, couldn't we? But no, we didn't. We were gentle. Well, guess what? We're not going to be gentle this time around. You're not going to be able to walk for a week after this, at least maybe a month, because we are going to fuck you so hard, Commonwealth. We are just going to fuck, and you're not, and I don't want to hear any shit about, oh, I'm sore. Please stop fucking me so hard. No, I'm just going to fuck you harder. We're going to fuck you harder this time. So I hope you're ready for it. And there will be no lube. Lube, out of question. Okay? There will be no lubricant. It will just be raw, punishing, like, daddy's angry kind of shit. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for a fucking to remember, because that's what you're going to get in April. You are going to get fucked hard, Hank Brennan. Like, you thought Adam Lally, we took it easy on Adam Lally. We took it easy on him. We felt bad for him. Kind of, not really, but kind of. We thought he was like retarded. So we didn't want to go too hard on him, but you, better get out the Vaseline, my friend, because you, my friend, are going to get a fucking to remember. And they are going to be like, there's going to be so many witnesses you haven't even seen yet in this next trial. Let me tell you, Spanky, that was a dry run. That was a dry run the first time around. This is going to be bigger, bad. Oh my fucking God. Bring it on. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Like you're going to raw dog the fuck out of you for what you did to Marie Russell. You understand that, Spanky? First of all, I'm not going to do it. Marie Russell's going to do it. She's going to fuck you so hard, Spanky. I hope you're ready for that. Rick Green's going to fuck you. They're all going to fuck you. They are going to bend you over that podium. You're going to be sitting there asking questions, and eventually you are just going to turn around, bend over, and assume the position. Aren't you, Spanky? That's exactly what you're going to do, because it's your turn to get fucked. It's your turn, and I can't wait. I couldn't wait for the first trial. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That was nothing. That was child's play, the first one. The second one. Oh, let's fuck. Let's go. So anyway, yeah, this is sex cult shit here we're talking about here, you know? And, you know, like he goes on to explain in here how it's like, he calls it tantamount to legal tyranny. I love that. He called it the Commonwealth will make Orwellian unpersons of the evidence, which like basically we're just going to make the 227 search just disappear. No, perfect analogy. Allowing the Commonwealth's motion would set a precedent that when the Commonwealth doesn't like the proffered expert's opinion, it may file rote, vague, legally insufficient, and vexatious Daubert motions to exclude that expert. And most important, the evidence associated with the expert. Oh, man, dude. Telling you, they have no idea, dude, how hard they're about to get fucked. I'm just saying that's not me fucking you. I'm just going to watch. I'm just the guy in the corner watching now. I'm just going to watch Marie Russell fuck you. And I'm going to watch Alan Jackson fuck you. I'm going to watch Karen Reed fuck you. Spanky, you are, and Adam Lally is going to be sitting in his chair eating his cheese sandwich, just thinking, thank God that's not me. Thank God that's not me anymore. And, you know, I don't know, Spanky. It ain't gonna, you know, maybe he'll give you a ride home because you're not going to be able to sit in a seat after they're done with you. Get ready. I can't wait. As Bart Scott once said, can't wait. All right, cool. All right, let me read some turtle chats here. All right, first up we have A-Rod sends $25, goes, why would 𝗫𝗄𝗃 voluntarily hand over her phone? No one asked for it. I have a theory on that. Well, she knew they may be looked at since John was invited to the house. 𝗫𝗄𝗃 asked if she could delete messages between her and her daughters. They said yes, so now Garino has an understanding. He asked to say he found nothing. Plus, if she was asked about the deleted calls, she could say she asked for permission to delete. That's why she kept saying on the stand to the jury that she offered to hand the phone over to make it look like she had nothing to hide. She never thought the defense would get their own expert. She had to think they might, but that's why she consulted with Matt probably about like how to, because there's no way she knows how to delete a Google search. I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know you could do that. But yeah, certainly, I think that, you know, I don't know. I think she handed over the phone, like I said, that so she could be like, oh, see, I've got nothing to hide. It's all part of her scam. It's all part of her scheme. Oh, want to help. I want justice for my friend. Dude, there is some shit that I know that I can't talk about, okay? And I'm not going to say anything about it. But it's all going to come out. You have no idea. You guys have no idea. None. But again, I'm going to be good. I'm going to follow the rules, okay? Just I can't wait. Can't wait till you guys, you know what I know. Okay. Now, and again, I knew about everything, but like this, people think I'm full of shit. I'm not. Remember, I knew about the 911 call. I knew about the dash cam video. I knew about all this shit. I said I didn't know anything about it, but I actually did. Okay. So, but luckily I don't know anything else. Nothing. And I can't give hints. Nope. Can't, not doing the hint thing. Because they watch me too. The bad guys watch me too. And they're just waiting for me to do something I'm not supposed to do. But they know what I know. They know. Morrissey knows. They know. 𝗕𝗏𝗂𝗆 knows. Doesn't she? Michael Proctor knows. Michael Proctor knows. They all know. Stevie Nelson, he knows. We'll see. All right, back to this. Sage sends $10, goes, did Richard Green get the hash data for John's phone? I wonder if they manipulated his device also. It's a good question. And deleted the movement on his phone. Good question. Kerry B sends $50. And again, this is a disclaimer. Disclaimer. If you put money in the machine, I will say it. That does not mean that I endorse the message being sent. Okay. But it is as follows. Miss Shitty, no one wants to see your artificial assets at age 50. That pirate ship has sailed. Okay. I don't know what that means. I think I know who they're talking about, Miss Shitty. I don't have anything against Miss Shitty. She was very nice to me. So that's my relationship with her. And I'm cool with everyone. But again, if you put money in the machine, I'm going to say what you want me to say. Okay, cool. All right, next up. We have here Jolie sends $10. Or no, Melissa sends $5 and says, I've never laughed so hard during a show. Thank you for the content. My pleasure. My pleasure. Jolie sends $10 and goes, the evidentiary hearing sounds great until Auntie Bev says, okay, Mr. Jackson, you have 15 minutes to convince me, and it's a high bar. Yeah. Auntie JJ sends $10 and goes, new t-shirt that says 227.465 biatches. I know. I need to get this updated so it's more specific. Thank you. Blue Ball sends $5, goes, can butt dials be demonstrated at retrial? I guess you could show my video of me fucking the Raggedy Ann doll. You could do that. John pulled up and went in. If he never came in, then why did Jen never text him back? Why did you leave and where did you go? It's a good point. Right? Wouldn't you be like, if she saw him outside, wouldn't one of her texts say, yeah, why didn't she send a text like that? Like, so what happened with you, John? Where'd you go? You said you were coming. I guess you just, I don't know. That's a good question. Lastly, is there a video that shows what happened prior to Higgins calling John O'Keefe at the waterfall outside to see how it started? Not that I'm aware of. So thank you for that. Blue Balls. Jennifer sends $10, goes, hey, doctor, I'm curious if you watched any of the videos by Dream Feed Media. She has great theories on the movement of the phones and a couple other mysteries from the night. Thank you for fighting for justice. A lot of people have recommended that to me, and I should watch it because so many people have recommended it. I'd be lying if I said I did. I'm sorry, Dream Feed Media. My followers seem to really like you, and I trust them, so I will have to check out some of your work. Okay. Intoxicated PB&J says $5. It goes, when people are attacking Karen Reed for not calling 911 first. I've never seen that before. She did right by calling the people she left John O'Keefe with. Also seems Paul stopped calling you while drunk, or is his on January dry? I don't know what that means, but that's a good point. I've never seen anyone ask why she didn't call 911. Karen Reed. That's fucking weird. But yeah. All right, next up. Hold on. Intoxicated PB&J sends $5 and says, when people are attacking, no, I already read that one. Renee sends $10 and goes, please tell the world we, the longtime Plymouth standout, know who Cardinal Sins 17 on Twitter is. Messed with the wrong group trying to create division between us and our beloved Turtleboy. What? Someone tried to create division. What? And you failed miserably. We also have your hate-filled email ripping Aidan to pieces. Oh no. Yet begging us not to alert him of the heinous smack talk because you don't want his hate mob after me. I don't know what any of this means. But you'll have to fill me in, Renee. Aidan, we love you. We got you. Cardinal Sin 17 better start praying for her own evil sins. I wish I knew what any of that meant, but it sounds scandalous. Thank you, Renee. Amy sends $25, goes, I think it was very deliberate on their part to keep all their phones calls super short. I also hate when the actual grifters say, why would you put someone you killed on your lawn? I know, as if they can't understand if they took the body somewhere else, they would be absolutely be guilty. They knew if they put him on the lawn, they could blame someone else. They say a lot of stupid shit, but that might be the dumbest shit they say when they say, why would they throw the buff? That's so ridiculous. He's going to throw a body on his own front lawn. What else is he going to do with the body? Chop it up like he's in the mafia and feed it to the fishies? Like, what's he going to do? That's easily the best idea. It was their best idea. You know why it was their best idea? Because it worked. Because it fucking worked. Because we're still debating. Because Karen Reed is still facing a trial 3 years later. It worked. It didn't. It worked uncontested for a year and a half. And then Turtleboy came along. And now it's all fucked up. You know? But yeah. Next up. 𝗫𝗏, my girl 𝗫𝗏, Charlene, sends $20 and goes, is anyone doing a standout in Norwood to see if Julie Albert brings half a dozen donuts to put in Brian Jr.'s car for his birthday? Oh, did he? Oh, that's right. He moved to Norwood. That's right. Aidan, I'm still crying, laughing about the Proctor's segment. Free Turtleboy. Well, thanks, 𝗫𝗏. But that's a good point. I know. It's Brian Albert Jr.'s birthday, isn't it? So he has to get the donuts. Everyone should bring donuts to Brian Albert Jr. And if he doesn't answer the door, just leave him in the car. You have to do it. Brittany sends $10, goes, hello. Do you know if the defense is planning on having someone testify in addition to Rick Green? If so, it should be someone from Axiom. Why celebrate? Change the timestamp is baffling. It's a great point. I don't know. If I had any insight on this, Karen Reed would either not tell me about it, if this is how things have changed and as a necessary thing in how Karen Reed and my relationship works, right? Is that back in the old days, you know, when I publicly said we didn't talk or anything like that, you know, she would give me some information that was for publication and some information that was not. Nowadays, she doesn't really give me much information, right? Because she's on Facebook herself and comments now. We're friends on Facebook now. We're not hiding the relationship anymore, which is a business relationship. Let's be very clear about that. This is about a story. She's a topic of a story that I'm covering, and I have access to the main character. Why wouldn't I do that? But she's much more guarded now in what she tells me. Not that she doesn't trust me per se, but rather because they just don't want to show their hand anymore, period. So if I did know anything, I wouldn't tell anyone at all. I certainly wouldn't talk about it on my show or in my articles or on my social media accounts, because they learned their lesson the first time around. They showed their hand. And because they thought they were dealing with people who weren't this corrupt. They knew they were corrupt, but they thought that, like the Google search, what are they going to say to that? They have to drop the charges, right? No, they didn't. They just doubled down. And they realized that no matter what we show them, oh, we have Apple Health data showing them going up and down 3 flights of stairs. Quick, get some GPS. Get some GPS to say he wasn't there. Oh, yeah, that's how we'll cover this one up. Everything had a cover. Everything that they discovered were like, well, we'll just say this happened. Oh, yeah. No body on the front lawn. Nobody saw a body. Everybody make up a story about you were looking this way when it happened. Everyone was looking to the left. Oh, yeah, totally. Lucky Lock. What about the plow driver? We just won't interview him. Okay, but then Turtleboy interviewed him. What are we going to do? We'll just discredit him. We'll say he wasn't valid, like no matter what. So this time around, I think that's why I'm pretty sure you're going to see some shit that you had no idea was coming. None. You're like, and it ain't going to, you're going to, the draw, like nothing, like a lot of the shit that came from Karen Reed's side in the first trial, we already knew it, right? We knew about the Google search, right? We knew about all that shit. We knew about everything everything the defense showed us in the first trial. I think we all kind of knew was coming, you know? You don't know what's coming in the second trial. I don't know. I don't know what's coming. But let me tell you, there's going to be a lot of coming. A lot. It is going to be a fucking to remember. A fucking to remember. No, nobody flipped. Forget flipping. Flipping's done. All right. Anyway, next up. Let's see. Oh, that's true. You know what? The where's my gun shock? I guess some of the shocking stuff is the Proctor messages. We heard about them, but they had discussed a lot of them in pretrial stuff, you know, at those hearings in like February and March. Like that's where they kind of dropped a lot of those bombs, you know. And we'll see. All right, next up. This is from Spanky on Speedos. Donates $5 and says, Crusty and Plevin Cancer Free said at Brother Council's Live that the butt dials with the Bryans were not. Oh, no, I already read that one. Okay, cool. We also got some cash apps over here. Got to bang through. Katie sends $10 and goes, love from California. Thank you very much, Katie from California. Frank sends $5 and goes, we all knew, but they did it. They really did it. No, they did for sure. Thank you. Charlie sends $5, goes, thanks, Daddy. Oh, thank you. You're very welcome, Charlie. Appreciate that. Thanks for calling me Daddy. $5 from Frank that says a dead cop should mean the feds take over. A lot of, I thought about that as soon as I saw the Garino thing today. I'm like, what? How are the feds not doing something? How are they not doing something? They let us down. Let's be honest. Dude, you got more than enough here for something, you know? Okay. Oh, is this Jess from the Standout, Jess? I won't lie. It took me an hour to warm up after sitting on that sidewalk for 8 hours. Ooh. God bless you out there. Thank you, Frank. Lindsay sends $5 and goes, has no comment. Thank you, Lindsay. EMC, I think I read this one already, sends $10 and goes, Higgins called Kevin. Albert, in my opinion. Might have. Definitely a possibility. Chad sends $5 and goes, has Vinny the Pooh ever reached out? No, he hasn't. Thank you, Chad. Auntie Chrissy sends $10 and goes, no, I already read that one. No, she does send $10 and goes, question, why was there vomit inside John's pants? Because he was seated upright and he puked on himself. There you go. Mystery solved. Thank you. Denise sends $10, goes, $10 for everybody that's getting some. I think you already read that one, Denise. Thank you. I already read that one. Thank you. We have Charlie sends $5 and goes, Higlet. I like how you guys call him that. Higlet, 1:30 call on the work phone. We have his reg PHN. Okay. I don't know what that means, but thank you for that. No, Jessica and Tom, who are still there, are the legends. God bless them. I know. Let me just refresh this, see what we got here. Matt sends $10 and goes, why would Kerry Roberts message Mary Beth Frisoli? Why are you friends with that cunt Chrissy? And why did Carl Dougal message Mary Beth Frisoli, comforting her, reassuring her, and informing her that she did not that she need not to worry. Turtleboy is going to jail. Well, that was about a year ago, and he ghosted her since. Probably the only smart move he's made. I don't know what any of that means, but thank you very much, Matt. I know 𝗵𝗵𝗱 was the woman, John's ex-girlfriend, who went to jail for like 6 months because she got drunk and ran a guy over and his leg was amputated. I know that. And then I know that she dated John, I think before that, maybe, or I don't think it was before that. I don't think John would date an ex-con. But now she went to a couple of his trial dates of Karen Reed's trial and sat there with them, casting judgment on Karen Reed. Can you believe that? So thank you very much for that one. Corey sends $5, goes, do you have a P.O. box to receive snail mail? I don't. Thank you, Corey. Okay. All right. And I think we have another turtle chat here from the Rogue Townie. Sends $10, goes, happy birthday to me and Brian Jr. I hate donuts. Well, thank you, Rogue Townie. I appreciate that. And happy birthday. Let me see here as well. I want to go check out Tom CPU's live. I always forget the name of his channel. Seeking Justice with Tommy. Is that the one? Is he live right now? I don't see him. Oh, okay. I don't see him live. Oh, he's got which one is he on? Oh, he's charging his phone right now. So he's not live. Okay. Part 1, part 2.
Pay attention, Kevin and South Boston.
Okay. Listen, I'm trying to cook dinner and
blatantly obvious to anyone with
Live, which had a bunch of people on it, and I told the people how I had called Maura Healey's office complaining where it's a public building. Why are they allowed to?
All right.
We will have.
I saw it.
You're like, where's the cookie?
92.
he's all done.
Vigil or the Standout 22 and determine that the.
Well, that's nice that people are going out of their way to.
It's a lie.
I agree.
All right. So there we go. So yeah, good for them. I'm sure they're still out there. That's great to see. Love all you fine people, but yeah, Tom will be back at midnight, I'm told. So that's good. So God bless them. They only have about 8 hours to go. At this time, at 11:33, 3 years ago today, Brian Higgins and Brian Albert were engaging in some light grab ass. 𝗧𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗃𝗧 is that no Mr. Is that his name Nick, right? The 𝗂𝗍𝗃𝗧 is Karina and Nick, right? Yeah. They were enjoying the company of John O'Keefe in his final hour of life he was beginning right now. And Karen Reed and they were so impressed by how affectionate they were with each other. And even though they will tell you that, oh yeah, they were trying to break up, he was trying to dump her, it does not appear to be the case according to the 𝗂𝗍𝗃𝗧s. So, who are actually like, I think one of them's a pharmacist and the other's a lawyer. Like they're actually like legitimate members of society. I can't believe they called them as witnesses. What a stupid witness that was. Anyway, all right, why don't we just take some questions? If you guys have any questions, let me know. I want to miss anyone here. Boston Mike will be on at midnight. Great to hear. And shout out to my Rumble rats over there. Do we have anyone in the live chat over there? We have 57 watching. The chat is empty because I never check up on that chat because I can't link up with StreamYard. I can't get the comments on the StreamYard, so I don't even bother. Part 3, yeah. That day was hilarious. Yeah, I remember that day when he brought all these pro Karen witnesses one after another. I'm like, when do we get to the incriminating part here? Like, what? Will there be a second trial? There will be a second trial. I think we can give up on this whole, it's going to get dismissed or some shit. That's going to happen. And it's going to be awesome. No, I absolutely, under no circumstances will she ever dismiss this case, ever. You can just give up on that now. Are you close to getting the Colleen text? Working on it. Who was the best witness in your opinion? Dr. Turtleboy. I mean, there were so many good ones. Honestly, the most underrated witness throughout the whole thing was the Dayton cop. Why am I drawing a blank? Barros, Nicholas Barros. Him. Dude, he is the best. He was, and the biggest mistake that the defense made during the trial, and they made a lot of mistakes. I'm not gonna lie. Like, as far as not, they didn't fuck him hard enough. You know what I mean? Like the analogy, they didn't fuck him nearly hard enough. They should have fucked him harder next time. You gotta fuck. Oh, you didn't like that? Okay. So you said that Daddy doesn't have a big dick, huh? Okay. So they didn't. The biggest mistake they made, and they were too gentle, was not cross-examining that guy, because that guy was itching to implicate Michael Proctor. When he said, he offered it up twice. He goes, the taillight was cracked, not destroyed. I forget the exact wording he used. It was just cracked. He went out of his way. And you're not supposed to ask a witness a question that you don't know the answer to. And they've never spoken to this cop before, so they don't know what he's going to say. So if they had asked, what I would ask them was showing them a picture of Michael Proctor, the taillight after Michael Proctor got it in the Sallyport garage. And I would say, did it look like this? And he would have said no. He was kind of code signaling to them that I ask me about that. And I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I'm making it very clear that it was not that bad. But they weren't. Rule number one is you don't ask a witness a question that you don't know what they're going to say. But I think you need to drive that one home next time. So I think I remember leaving there after he gave testimony, but like, it was right before Proctor too. I'm like, it's over. It's over. But it wasn't, as we saw, but it could have been. So thank you very much. What you shared tonight, wouldn't that be enough for probable cause to arrest her? Yeah, I would think so. I would certainly think so. But again, we'll see. Who's going to arrest her, you know? Jill Daniels, charges are still going. We have a scheduled court date on February 3rd. Not sure what's happening. I sent the special prosecutor in that state from Berkshire County, of all places. They've brought in a special prosecutor just for little old me. So thank you very much. Yeah, I'm also ready to see 𝗲𝗄𝗃. I don't know where the SJC is, correct? Where do you think John was until 4:30 a.m.? The basement. He was in the basement. Yeah, we do. Barros was great. Okay. How's the half birthday fundraiser going? I'm not sure what the total is up to, but last I checked, it was significantly more than the fake victim raise for her fundraiser, which she's going to need. Let me tell you. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the fake victim is going to hire a lawyer for her lawsuit with me? Because how can she afford one? Let's be honest. Ain't no lawyer working for $2,000. Like, you ain't gonna, no way. So what's she gonna do? She's either gonna have to represent herself, and this is not we saw what happened with the RO hearing. This is a lot more complicated. Like she might have to actually give Grant a blowjob in order to get him to do this amount of work for her. I don't know if that's going to happen, but because she's going to need Grant more than ever now. So what's she going to, unless Grant becomes a defendant, we'll see. But, you know, why do you think I didn't want to sue Grant at the same time? If I was going to sue Grant at the same time, but I don't know. Will she represent herself, or will she just say fuck it and just not respond to it? In which case a default judgment will be placed. If she's like, fuck it, I'm broke anyway, what's going to happen? Cracked, not completely broken. That's what he said. Thank you. Where will you be during the trial? I will be in the courtroom where I belong. Absolutely. Unless the McAlberts are testifying, at which point they will curl up into a ball and cry until I am forced to leave the courtroom. And 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗍 this time is going to have to be the one to file the motion to make me leave. So we'll see. Okay. I am one on tonight. Thank you, that girl. I appreciate it. Glad I could make you guys laugh tonight. I had a good time. Is Mello still going to be called? If he's alive. Yeah. I mean, we need to get an answer to that. We have a motion to dismiss, in my case, coming any day now. So pay attention. Okay. No, Mello did not die yet. You will know when Mello dies because I am going to celebrate. The only sad part about Mello dying is he won't be around to watch me fuck his case up, like, and just destroy him. That's what I wanted to see his face when I did that. But that coward fucked around and died on me. So, pussy. My next court date is not till March 5th. She's going to I think, yeah. I mean, she can't afford a lawyer, not on $2,000. She's going to pocket whatever she gets and go pro se. Absolutely. But, you know, replying to a fucking goddamn lawsuit like this is hard. Like, it's a lot of work. She's not going to know the form. She's not going to know what to do. Especially like getting sued. Like, that's, nobody wants to help you out with that. They'll help you with like getting an RO, because then you can be like, I'm a battered woman. It's like, so I'm being sued. What are you being sued for? Well, I made up a bunch of lies on the internet, and now he wants me to be responsible for that. No, nobody's gonna feel bad for you if that, you know. Can I garnish her food stamps? It's a good question. I feel like I should be able to, or some of the Section 8. Maybe I can get a little piece of that. I don't know. Fuck the fake victim. She says, wouldn't recommend it. That's how you get in trouble. Don't do that. If you like jail, then go ahead, Grant. Give it a shot. I could get a lot of EBT off this. That's true. Do I think her motion to dismiss is successful? No, it will not. It will lose. Yes, I could go to a White House presser. Now that my girl Caroline Levitt is the White House press secretary, she's free Karen Reed, by the way. She sent me a very nice message on the day that I was arrested, October 11th, fully supporting me. So did the Libs of TikTok lady, Kaya. Is that how you pronounce her name? 𝗫𝗄𝗃. A lot of big names, dude, and other ones, dude. I'm friends with some Barstool people too. Some have openly supported me. The other day, Rear Admiral from Barstool had a really nice tweet saying I should get a Pulitzer. But other really big names at Barstool who have, you know, I have private conversation. Not Dave. I've never talked to him before, ever. But other really big names at Barstool who are like that whole organization. There isn't a single person that works at Barstool Sports that isn't fully supportive of Karen Reed's innocence, even though they don't really talk about it. I mean, Jerry Thornton writes the Karen Reed blogs for Barstool, and they're always favorable to her. But there's a lot of really big names at Barstool Sports, some of whom I've had very many nice conversations with, who are all like, go get him. You know, you got this. You know, everybody is this. Everybody is Kearney Reed. You'll find out, Angela. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that for now. Yeah, I haven't really seen the spin yet from the other side. They're thinking about it. They're having a big meeting right now. Like, how are we spinning this? They're just waiting for their marching orders from Jen McCabe, and then she'll tell them how to proceed. Yeah, I don't think even Wendy Murphy. I wish she would. She's so bad, though, as a lawyer, like so bad. Whatever happened with the closet baby, you know, as far as I know, is still in the closet. Not entirely sure. Sorry, catching up. I'm at 11:44 now. Okay. Oh, Lauren Laguna. I haven't heard from her in a while. So as far as I know, she's pretty good. Make sure you donate at least $3 to Meredith's Kitty's half birthday, as you have till tomorrow night. All donations go to her legal defense fund. You got that right, Cheech. Thank you very much. Dave's still going off about the Bills game. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Anything on Phelps? No, same old. He's like disappeared, huh? As he should. You did a podcast with Dave, didn't you? No, I didn't do a podcast with Dave. He's talked about me on his podcast a few years ago. I was kind of a thorn in his ass and a critic of him like 5 years ago. Not like I have nothing but respect for that man and everything he's built there. Don't get me wrong. But I thought like the way his company handled the BLM riots in 2020, I had a lot of opinions on that. But Chiefs, Eagles, you know, watch, they'll fucking win. Unbelievable. They're only 1.5 point favorites, so we'll see. Yeah, somebody claiming to be Kerry Roberts' sister-in-law, Kurt Roberts' sister, was in the chat today on Tom saying that she's Karen Reed. Wouldn't surprise me. The Plevin War Room. How are we going to spin this one? I've already debated him once, Boundless Millennial, and I defeated him soundly. He's a fucking moron, obviously. Who's just Rita, Dennis, and Brenda are running a spam campaign against you and Tom. I don't know what that means, but I have nothing against any of those people. I did not get. Well, I haven't got it yet, but we'll see. How much money could he possibly have made off that podcast that nobody listened to? All right. Clay could have been a Division I quarterback. I wanted him to go, you know, I was hoping he was going to go to either, you know, I would have loved Notre Dame, obviously. But Clay was more, you know, he loved the SEC. He loved the SEC. I said, son, I want you to play football for the Irish. That's my goal. You know, you're my son, Clay, and you're going to play football for the Irish. It's been my dream. And he said, Daddy, I don't want to play football for the Irish. I don't want to play for Notre Dame. That's your dream. I don't want to play. I want to play down south. I want to go to Alabama or Ole Miss or I want to be a Florida Gator, Daddy, you know, or maybe even Georgia. Daddy, I don't want to go to Notre Dame. And I said, son, as much as it will pain me to watch you play football for an SEC school like Georgia or like LSU or like Texas, you know, I want you to play for the Irish, but it's okay because I love you unconditionally, Clay. Do you hear me, son? I will be proud of you no matter what Division I university you are the starting quarterback for. I don't care. I don't care. As long as you're drafted in the first round of the NFL draft, I don't care where you play college ball, son. You make me proud just being you. Okay? Get out there and go get an NIL deal. Get out there for daddy. Go make daddy some money. Go. But then that was going to happen. But then he was murdered in cold blood right in front of my eyes. And all of my dreams just went away. They were just gone like that in a blink of an eye. Okay. Yeah. But not Ohio State. If Clay went to Ohio State, I'd be like, that's it, Clay. You're done. You're done. We're putting you back in the closet. Get in there with the closet, baby. Yeah, so much lost potential. Rudy was offsides. Clay could have been an Aggie. He might have been an Aggie. He might have been. We'll see. All right. Do it for the Kip of Clay. Oh, what a night. Okay. Arkansas. They're playing. We're playing Arkansas next year. We're going to Arkansas. We're playing the Razorbacks. Clay never had the makings of a varsity athlete. Yes, he did. Take that back, Uncle Junior. You take that back. He had an arm on him. Let me tell you, it was a small arm. It was, but I could tell he was going to throw a nice spiral, just like the Proctor boys. He's going to throw a nice spiral when I was done with him. Yeah, go Vols. Right, exactly. That's the other thing. Like, you put me in jail and you murdered my Division I athlete's son. Okay, you murdered him. And then I went to jail right after you murdered him. Like, the fuck? I didn't even get to say goodbye. Didn't even get to go to his funeral. Oh, he would. Yeah, right. He would have been the first fetal alcohol quarterback in history who won the Heisman. He was going to win the Heisman too. He was going to do it all. There was going to be a stadium full of people just chanting for Clay. Clay, 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 Clay. And I'd be in the stands tearing up. That's my boy. That's him right there. I'd have my Notre Dame jacket on, and then I'd just take it off and I have Clay's uniform there because he's got an NIL deal. It'd been dope. I can use him in Madden too. Been awesome. All right. Anyway, guys, I am going to call it a night. That's true. He might have been a transgender baby too. I don't know. It might have. It's been a great night. I hope you guys had a lot of fun here. But one day closer to the trial, justice for John O'Keefe. Okay, closing in at midnight. It's about to be the 3-year anniversary. So keep Johnny, or JJ as we called him, in your prayers, and keep seeking justice. Peace.